a really hectic last month. Just trying to figure out all this stuff, because it was just going back and forth a lot. It was going back and forth a lot, but finally we're here, and we're live, man. We're live, Ben. You know what I'm saying, Ben? How's it look, man? What do you think? You're quiet over there, my guy. Why are you so quiet for?
I'm just messing with my camera settings. But no, I mean, I'm excited for you, man. I know that, this is a big step. And moving out to LA, the whole shindig, and switching orgs is not an easy thing, but I think it's a good fit for you, man. I mean, you talked about a little bit on your stream earlier that, for maybe people that are a little bit newer to the show, maybe don't know the history. I mean, you spent a lot of time on this org, won a bunch of championships, and I know that you and I talked about when you first retired, they were one of the first people to hit you up and be like, hey, man, like, hope you're doing well. Like,
instantly, man, instantly. I mean, even before the Twitch success, even before the show, even before the flank, everything on Twitch, everything that was happening, I'm talking the minute I released that tweet, I had Apex, Tommy, and all these guys reaching out to me, Eric Anderson, making sure I was good to go, and they just let me know, like, if you need anything, we're here, and, you can always come here with welcome arms, they treat me like family, and that's something that just, like, touches me, because I just feel like that's something that I really care about. I'm a big family guy, and I like being a part of an organization that makes me feel that way, which New York also did a great job with that too. So I want to show New York Subliners some love, but it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back in red. We got to talk about it a little bit. I know I already saw some stuff on Reddit. People are talking about the phase bias and stuff like that. I think no matter where you go, there will be bias. No matter where you join, there'll always be bias somewhere. I think one thing that I can promise you guys is, with New York, I could have been biased from time to time, but even when New York was struggling, I would cook them and roast them and say what they're doing wrong, and sometimes I would say things that I didn't like to say, but I would do it anyway because that's just what we're all about, man. If FaZe is making mistakes, if teams are outplaying them, me personally, I'm not going to be biased. I can't talk for Mr. FaZe Ben over here. But I'm gonna be. Listen, if Atlanta FaZe is getting outplayed and shit, bro, I'm cooking them, bro. One of the main things too for me is I didn't want to be a part of a team that was in the CDL. I know that FaZe Clan has the Atlanta FaZe type thing, but FaZe Clan is not in the CDL. FaZe Clan itself. So I mean, to kind of just be like separated from it and just kind of like give my opinions on all the teams. I love that, man. I just love being separated from
Tom,
it.
I think the biggest question is part of your deal, do they include a clause you have to be contractually obligated to be MC's dad? I mean, the people want to know.
Oh yeah, it was in the contract. It said word for word, you got to take care of your son and make sure your son's good to go. My man MC. I saw MC yesterday on the carpet, man. We were at the Vanguard reveal. The Vanguard reveal thing was like a little event that they had, like the world premiere. They had a carpet for everybody. We were walking the carpet. A lot of people were cracking jokes and memes about me going Hollywood and shit. I thought
his fit was good, man. Like,
MC looked good, bro. He looked like I could even pull it up, guys. If you guys didn't see, I'll show you Selim's fit. My man looked like $1 million. I never seen Selim in a blazer like that, Ben. Have you?
Oh, normally he's just wearing, some nice loose fitting clothes. He likes his sweatpants, but yeah, he dressed up nice, man.
No, he looks good. He looks really good. And shout out to my man MC, because look at him. He looks like a beast. Everybody looked so good yesterday, man. Everybody dressed up, and it's always cool to see like all these gamers and stuff come together and just dress up nice. You know what I'm saying? And then even me, I dressed up on a red carpet. So for those of you who didn't see, that's me right there. Ben, what did you think of my fit?
I liked your fit.
Michaela looks beautiful. She looks beautiful.
Michaela's obviously always stunning, but I thought you looked good. I enjoyed you when you crashed the casting couch. I guess we're gonna call it.
That was fun. Maven. Yeah, with Maven and Lucy, that was a lot of fun, man. It was more just like we weren't casting. It was more just like watching the games and kicking the shit and just having a good time, So I think that was like the main focus of the event was to just have some fun. Ben, what did you? Ben.
What?
Get your head out of the fucking gutter, you motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking? Look at the chat, man. Look at the chat. Oh, you see what you did?
I know, bro.
What did he do?
Jesus, bro.
I was hesitating there for a second. I'm like, do I tell a joke or not?
Come on, bro.
Oh, it's all good.
But listen, to kick off from before talking about the bias and shit, regardless of anything, I just want to say I'm super happy, man. Okay, that's all it really comes down to. I'm really happy and feel super blessed, super grateful. This would not be possible without you guys. And I think FaZe Clan will only help with helping the show, get bigger and stronger and just bring more fans into the COD community and help the COD community grow, because that's what we're all about, man. And some of the plans that we have moving forward to do with the show is unreal, man. We have so many cool stuff that's planned for the season.
So many cool stuff.
Can't wait to get it all rolling, including merch that's going to be dropping in the FaceClan.com shop. So make sure you guys prepare yourself for some merch and some cool ideas with the show, man. I love some of the ideas that FaZe had and some of the stuff that they want to do. They seem super motivated. And I see a lot of people in the chat talking about FaZe emotes as well. Yes, they're on the way. We're going to get some FaZe emotes for you guys. But just be patient, because everything's being made up. Everything happened, pretty quickly. I've been trying the best I can to keep up with everything. But here we are, Ben. So it's a new era. It's a new era for the flank, and I can't tell you guys how excited I am. And again, thank you guys, because none of this would be possible without y'all. Seriously, man. I know I say it a lot, and I keep repeating myself, but I'm serious. Like, you guys are like the bread and butter of this shit. So I fucking love you guys, and Zoom Mafia for life, man. Let's get a Woo Mafia in the chat. Show yourselves some love, man. And thank you guys so much for being super active in the Discord, bro. My Discord has been fucking popping. It's popping, dude. We have over 5,000 people in there now. We're gonna be running like subscriber 8s on Vanguard. We're gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff with Vanguard and getting the community involved. So make sure you guys join that Discord if you haven't already. But Ben.
Yeah.
We got some news to talk about.
This is a real mess.
Yeah, we got some stuff going on.
We got some stuff going on, Ben.
I feel like it's like this every year, that there's always some announcements that peek out the day before the Call of Duty game launches. And today we had one in the CDL world.
We had one in the CDL world. It's listen, guys, we got a new roster change. I want to talk about this one a little bit. It's my man Reese Vivid, who's going to be joining the Florida Buccaneers. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because Reese was originally, he was rumored to go to DC, right, Ben?
You said this shack was
he was
sturdy.
rumored.
He was on that DC team. That was a rumor, like, the Pauls, and TJ
How much time do I have to move?
But yeah, I mean, this, I guess, happened pretty quick after the situation over there. I want to get your thoughts first, Tom. Like, what do you think about Reese on this Florida team?
I mean, dude, I love it. I mean, I feel like the Florida team looked like third shit, and now they just look like a completely different team, because they have that sub player that they desperately needed. They had AR players, and that was like the main concern. It's just so many ARs, and they didn't have enough subs. But now they have Vivid coming into it. He's going to be alongside Awakening. I feel like Awakening can run a sub pretty well. I don't know. I don't know much about him running a sub. I heard he can. But I just feel like it looks good with Vivid on the roster. It does. You have Vivid, you have Awakening, and then you have Skies and Dave Patty on the ARs. It just seems like a pretty well-balanced team. I do like Havoc, though. I feel bad for Havoc, because I also think Havoc is kind of like one of those players who's kind of super underrated in a way, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, my kind of thought is this, Tom, like,
Bye.
I like Reese, don't get me wrong.
What can go wrong?
I don't know, though, if this pickup makes him that much better. Maybe you could argue, yeah, Vivid's got a little bit more skill than Havoc does, but my main concern with this team is still kind of like,
I can't find my
what
car
version
keys.
of Awakening are we gonna get?
Dude, I don't get this one.
And how does that AR duo of Dave
Think
Patty
so.
and Sky stack up?
Okay.
Someone
Fuck?
This doesn't solve either of those questions.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you could argue maybe it bumps them up, although we put them in
I
like
can't
tier
open the
D
garage
list, maybe we
door.
can bump them up to
It's a
tier C, but
conspiracy,
they're not
damn
gonna
it.
make like a huge jump, and the other teams are sort of in the upper echelon of CL.
I'm not sure you get it.
But I will say for Reese, this is another
I left.
team
Wow,
that
that
can be a
didn't
really
even
good
cross my mind.
featured slayer
I
on
had
the
no
team,
idea I
continue
would
to
have to
further his
come
career.
back here, let alone
Florida,
stay a
I mean,
night.
it's great business. I do feel bad for Havoc, and the knockdown effect of that is I guess they let go of Yeez, who is their substitute. So unfortunate for both those guys, but for Florida, getting Reese for, I assume, basically nothing, because he was released out of Dallas when no one wanted to buy him out, and then he obviously couldn't get on the Washington team when
I
all
vowed
stuff
to
went down.
never
Like,
come
that is a
back.
good piece of business.
The one thing I don't understand here, Ben, is that I'm a little confused about is, okay, so Reese was originally rumored to go to DC.
Ugh, fine.
Did he have this offer from Florida before? Like, I feel like waiting on DC was like risky on Reese's part. You know, like you know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying or no? You get it? Like, how was Vivid not on Florida originally?
No.
You know?
No keys.
Did
no
Florida
garage
not want to
door,
get him
I
because he
can't
was
get out of here without
restricted, and then Florida
freezing?
signed guys, and then Vivid became available, and then they made, is that how it kind of happened?
So I heard.
Oh, you heard?
Sources around the
might?
league. There were multiple. The kind of genesis of all this is I heard there were multiple teams that offered Dallas for Vivid, and that Dallas was kind of holding the
Thanks,
ground, wanting to
Irving.
make some money back on that
Just
transaction.
doing my
I
job.
wouldn't be surprised. I can't confirm
Nicole?
it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Florida was
If
one
I
of those
may.
teams.
What?
I'd like to give you
Obviously,
some
then
advice.
Reese got
If it comes
released
with the job.
because there was no
You're
interest.
safe up there.
Then he was just sort of out there as a
Just
free
relax.
agent, and then now
It'll
for
be fine.
Florida, like that ended up being good business. We talked about this
Okay.
like a little bit in
Later.
after August, like this whole kind of post
I can't
off-season kind of buyout
I'm
game of
stuck.
sort of chicken between teams.
Shit.
It's always going to be interesting to see how it kind of plays out because I feel like this is a situation where teams clearly wanted Reese, but they weren't going to like pay whatever high buyout fee for him. And Dallas just kind of ended up being the entity to blink first.
Yeah.
Not that it's a huge loss for Dallas necessarily, because if their rumored team does work, I mean they're getting one of the best squads in the game.
Yeah.
And I guess it worked out for Reese because he's ending up on a solid CDL squad here.
I mean, thank God, because that guy definitely, after the year he just had, I mean, I couldn't believe that. I mean, he was a superstar
Hello?
for LAG.
You still there?
And that they had a
Is that a
huge
joke?
fallout there because I guess
Yeah.
Reese wanted to make
Well,
changes.
you're
They didn't really
moving.
agree. I don't know what happened with
What's
LAG,
up?
but Reese ended up going to
Oh,
Dallas. He
nothing.
showed out on Dallas.
I mean,
he was playing
just
good.
wanted to say,
So a lot of people were
you
just
got
so confused as
everything
to
you
how
need to have a
Reese
smooth
wasn't on the
ride.
team.
But you should
And then
take a
obviously
look
the
at the
DC
main power
rumors fell
system.
apart. So
You know,
he started
I've
off
been up there since
restricted. That's
Leonard's
probably why
death.
Florida passed.
5
Then when he
days
got
might not seem
unrestricted
like
and he
much,
kind of
but
fell through and he was
Timberline
kind of
has an
sitting
age.
there waiting to get picked up,
I
Florida
know.
thought they could make an
When I lived
upgrade.
here, I was only a kid.
And that's what they did.
I
So
can barely find a
personally, I
bathroom.
like the move from
Well,
Florida.
that's,
I think
good
it does
start.
make him a better team. I know,
Like,
Ben,
at
you said
least
you
I
don't
won't
really
wreck
think it makes him a
myself.
better team. I think it does. I just feel
no,
like Reese is going
I
to bring a
didn't
little
mean
bit
to.
more
Don't
oomph to the
blush,
team. I
kid. I
think
was
that's what
just
they
kidding.
needed.
Oh.
But at the same time, I'm
I'll
still
call if I
skeptical.
need you.
I don't know. I don't know if I would change them on the tier list that we put them on. I don't know if I would
Well,
change.
that was my thought. It's like I just to clarify. like,
Maybe
I'm
a
not
little bit.
saying-
Maybe I'll move them up one.
I'm not saying they don't necessarily get better with this move, but it doesn't like address the two kind of burning questions of this team. That's sort of my thing. It's like the Havoc for Vivid swap, like you gain some, lose some. Reese probably got a little bit more skill.
I have
than
no
Havoc,
idea
but
why it's
Havoc's
stuttering.
comms and like leadership is super key. But like as I said at the beginning of the segment,
There's
like,
really
I
not
think the
even
two biggest
stuttering for me.
questions Are,
Like at
Big
all.
Wake was disgusting when he first came in, but let's not sugarcoat it. He wasn't that good on land this year.
I mean, I
Stage
switched from
1, Stage 5,
Lanxos
Stage
to
5, his numbers were not great.
Who?
What's his
Irving.
Big Wake.
Oh, Big Wig.
Awakening.
Sorry,
again,
Reese is
obviously.
texting me right
By
now. I'm
Cubic.
just trying
I
to
could
see if he
really
wants to
use
come
a
on the show,
shower.
but
Yeah.
he doesn't have a setup right
Sure.
now. I don't know
You
what
just
he's
need
saying.
to
He said
turn
he
on
wants
the
to come on. He's
furnace
trying to
and
figure it out.
Yeah, you can
We'll
call
see.
it
My mom
AirPods,
never
but
wanted me to go down
yeah,
there,
but
I
I
love
think
that
for
place.
Florida, you got to give Big
Full
Wake another
of
chance. Like
little
he's got a high
spiders.
ceiling, but this
A real
is a make it or break it
country
type situation for him.
I was
Uh-huh.
a
And
pest.
look, I like Dave
Now,
Patty. He's done great in
I
challengers.
think I even
We know
forgot
what
how to get
Skies
there.
brings, but it's a competitive league
forgot
in
almost
terms of
everything
ARs,
about this
and we need to
hotel.
see kind of how the
Funny, right?
ARs match up against the other
People
teams, how
forget
they
what hurts,
match
I
up with the
think.
pace of their own squad.
Never
Because at
enough,
times last year with
Irving.
Florida,
Never enough.
you could tell that they
Yeah.
weren't always on the same page. When they were on the same
Well,
page, they went on that
furnaces
long
are
winning
always
streak.
in
They
the
looked good
basement.
going to the
You
events,
won't
and they
have
can
trouble
never
finding
really
it.
put it together in those pressure
Is there
situations.
something
So
else I
I'm still
should
curious
know,
about those
like,
kind of two
to
buckets here.
survive?
And then I'm also
Well,
interested because you see all the
don't
rumors
expect
hitting
a
about
five-star
DC
menu.
and like an
Oh,
11-team
really?
league type stuff.
You could survive for
We'll see
months
how
with
that
what's
ends
in
up
the pantry.
unfolding because now there's a
Let me
spot there. I
guess.
don't know if the spot's going to be
Canned
fall. I don't know
beans,
if
right?
the rumors of
Soup,
maybe NRG
baked
building
beans,
again.
potatoes and beans,
I have no idea.
broth.
Maybe 11 teams. We're just gonna have to
Starving
wait and see on
suddenly
that. I
seems
mean,
like
behind
an
the scenes, I have no
acceptable
idea what's going on.
Same.
We'll just wait and see what's happening with all that. I just find it really interesting. I just feel like there's so much movement and so much happening behind the scenes that it's just making everybody anxious. Like everybody just wants to know what the fuck is going
people
on.
always listen. People.
Can you
people are
blame?
always
You
anxious
can't
during
blame him
WrestleMania.
though. You can't blame him
Irving.
because
Yeah,
shit.
but Tom, doesn't
Are
it
you
feel
at the
good?
I
now
fucking-
because
oh my
we all know
God.
that you're not the one
Why did I
that's
do that
telling
last
the team you're
time?
into?
Oh,
And
I
this
did.
time.
Bro, when I was
Oh,
competing the
farting
off season,
ghost.
bro, you would compete during the season,
Wait, what
right?
Did you say?
And you're like, holy
How's it
shit,
going?
I was so
Farting?
stressed out
It looks
the whole
real
season. And now it's the off season. We got a chance
I
to
used
relax.
to
Nope,
hide
the
down
next
there
day,
with
shit's already
hotel
hitting the
guest
fan. Your
kids
phone's
and
blowing
wait
up.
for
This
all
guy
the
wants to go
farting
hit
ghosts to come
You're
and get
already
us.
stressing again. It's like
You're
the
on like
stress
6
is.
different teams, then you're on another
It
5 teams.
never
after that.
stops,
Yeah.
bro. It never stops. And it
When
just
Leonard found
changes
out,
so
he
quick.
almost choked
Like, look at what
laughing.
happened to
Your
Yeez
father
and
laughed.
I
Havoc.
don't
Yeah.
like the sound of.
They probably
Yeah.
celebrated. They probably
It should
were
be more like
celebrating. They were probably
210
so
VSI.
happy,
It's long
super
gone.
excited.
Building.
And now
You
look,
saying I have a choice
like Havoc's
between
looking to play
freezing or growing
challenges,
up?
which is just like I feel bad for them, bro. I just feel like they got
Push
done
the
dirty.
green button.
Now
the
it's not
starter.
really in the Mutineers'
Oh,
control, man.
farting
Like a
ghost,
player
you
came on the market
rank
that they want to
spirit.
get
Wake up!
and that they can afford. board and they made the move.
Nothing. Just
I mean,
talking
that's
to
just
an
part
old
of the
friend.
business. Does it suck for Havoc and Yeez? Well, more Havoc, Yeez, because Yeez is still their substitute, correct?
I think that Havoc's now a substitute. At least that's what that rumor was that we saw on Twitter, that Yeez got released, and then they moved Havoc to the bench. but I don't think we've seen the org. If someone
And here he
in the
is,
chat
in
has like a
tip-top
tweet from
Oh,
the org,
Yeez
that
got released.
confirmed.
Okay, so they moved Havoc
You
to
were
bench.
right. The
And
furnace
Yeez
is
got released. So
haunted.
Yeez got screwed up. And bro, Yeez is like a young,
Now you've
talented.
got
Like a
hot
lot of
water.
people were thinking
You
like
have
this guy
no
might be able to
idea
get
how
back in. I know
grateful I am.
Zinni played with
Just
Yeez.
you and my
He speaks
job.
very highly of him.
Yeah.
The only problems that I ever heard of Yeez is what every other 18-year-old has. You know, sometimes he's like a little too aggressive. He runs around
Yeah.
too much, stuff like that. But something you can't take away from Yeez is like he's talented. He's a good player. I've seen him do a lot of crazy shit in
Give me some
challenges.
good
So
news.
I'm now.
He's raw.
just letting
Like,
you know
like
that
what
the
Zin said,
rooms
like
will
you
heat
can't
up
deny
over
that
the
he's got that
hallways.
gunny skill.
I just
It's
wanted
just,
to
you know,
bed.
you got to
Would you
plug
find
away
a
at the
room you
other
feel
stuff.
comfortable in?
But,
Yeah.
you know, that's
My
the
old
people
room.
like project
It's
players like that.
exactly
So
like I left
I think
it.
he'll get another shot. I mean, we
Leonard
talk about
cleaned
this
it,
time and time again on the show.
He
Like,
didn't touch a thing.
it's always
Same as
double-digit
you left
teams
it.
every year making
Exactly.
moves mid-season
make you
on
feel?
TL squads.
They
Yeah.
teach psych
And
classes
at the
FEMA,
submachine gun
Well,
position, I mean, we got
just
Saints Nato in the
being
chat.
nice.
He's someone that
It's
should be getting the look for
endearing.
CDL teams.
but I'm not
He's and a
16
couple other
anymore.
sub guys who will
There's
definitely get
lots of
looks
other rooms in
because
the
that's always
hotel.
a position
No.
that people look to rotate out.
I think I'll
so,
sleep just fine.
I
Okay.
definitely think that this isn't the last we're going to hear of Yeez. Won't be surprised if he's on the top challengers squad to start the season. And then from there, we will see if he can make it in on our CDL team.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people now are just, what's next? The Optic Dallas. I feel like that's what everybody's waiting for, bro. I mean, we have the
We're
game
Waiting for that
dropping.
announce.
Hey.
I mean,
Yeah.
the game is dropping tonight
Listen,
at midnight,
I just
right?
wanted to
12
say,
Eastern, I think
if
7
I came
Pacific.
across
Yeah,
as
hopefully we can all log
obnoxious,
in
No
at
problemo.
midnight, but usually 12:05. Let's be
Mhm.
honest, servers, etc.
And
Almost
I just
feels
feel
like
like there's a
I'm
lot of people
getting
waiting
used
for
to
that
being here.
announcement. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with it. Again, I'm pretty sure things like that take time. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But for the most
Well,
part, dude,
it's a rumored merger, and you know that's not those things are not easy to pull off. And I assume it's just taking
Oh my
time.
God.
Sonian
So
mythology.
I
Sorta.
would guess that they're
Now
going to
I'm
announce
just
it before
gonna
tonight, but I
chill in
won't
my
be
room
surprised
with
if
the posters of
we
my
see those
favorite
four
bands
guys
playing my
streaming the
old
kickoff
bass,
and just sort
totally
of.
unplugged.
are they?
Morning.
I feel like they would have
I-
announced it by now.
User joined your channel.
I mean, it's already
wanted to
6:40
finish-
I
Eastern.
figured too. You're
Except
kind of
knowing that I'm not
I-
alone.
you're
Your
kind of
bed was so
on the
comfy,
edge of the
huge
window at
deal.
this point.
Yeah.
So we'll
So?
see. It
Thank
might
you
end up
for
being more of a
this.
next week thing, but
Listening.
I mean, it's
On
not going to
freezing
deny.
bed.
I mean, everybody in
So
chat, you guys
is the
apply the
situation
tune
making my life
to go
any
watch those
better?
guys during the kickoff.
Expect
They're,
it's just
they're
Your
my,
job.
I mean, there are a lot of good teams, but they're the
Okay.
team I'm most
Shut up
excited to
last
watch and
night
kind of see off the break
Wait.
what their chem's like.
You
Dude, I'm
didn't
so
sleep?
excited.
Vibes are like-
Dude, I'm a big fan of that
at
Green
all?
Wall team. Like, I'm
thought
really
you
excited to
might
watch
need
them. Like,
something and-
I mean, it's a rumor, but I'm pretty sure it's happening. I'm
didn't go
so
home?
fucking excited. I just feel like from
Because of
top to
me?
bottom, they're
I'm a
super fucking
workaholic.
talented. We have a guest joining us today, I think.
So,
Who's that? Is that you,
meteorologists
Asim?
are predicting,
Hey,
Gulf
guys,
Coast
What's
what's
going
up?
on,
probably
Asim?
tonight.
Let's get away some of the
Yeah.
chat. Show this guy some love. What's
Someone's
happening? Long time no see. Are you back home?
Yeah, long time no see. Yeah, man.
I'd
Got
just
a
like
nice
to
little
know
fight
if I'm
in the
going to
morning,
choose
get ready.
enough
Nice.
Prepping for the
malnutrition
Vanguard
and
grind
food
tonight.
poisoning.
Oh, you getting ready? You getting ready? You getting ready to go that?
Yes,
take-
sir,
take
baby.
me
Deal.
out.
I'm ready.
Oh,
Just like you took
definitely
me and
no
Lil John
mice or
last night.
roaches.
Drop a
Big
70.
things will be sure
Drop a
of
70 on these
85,
motherfuckers.
More
come on,
like
get it right.
This guy,
85.
this guy, this guy at 85 against these fucking guys. I'm gonna be honest. There's no way those guys were having fun. They were getting shit on.
I
no-
was putting their life into absolute hell. Wait, Tommy, we gotta show you stream this clip. Quavo literally goes, "Man, Ace, you can't be doing that, man. You can't be doing that."
Wait, what is this? Oh,
What
oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
using
yeah,
them
yeah,
for?
yeah. Here, put this in my Discord. Put this in my Discord. I'll
shit.
pull
I mean,
it up.
Nathan, you would think, you know, Chris Crowder and Offset.
Hey.
There's some chem there.
kidding?
They've done some stuff.
Yeah, but honestly, you gotta give a huge shout out to Lil Tecca. That boy is nice.
Lil
with it,
Tecca
bro.
Wait,
was
yeah,
He's
is he,
nice.
bro? Is he? He's good. Like he's
Yeah,
actually not
no,
bad.
He was good. Where should I put it? General?
Yeah, you can put it in general. Bro, I was
Tecca's
actually.
his movement and centering was good, man.
Bro, he was
Slides,
nice
like-
with it. He was
Yeah.
nice with it. He was a little quiet though. You know, he was focused on his own game.
His little
Yeah.
team.
Yeah,
That's
there's
good.
nothing
I almost
wrong with
forgot.
that. You know,
Nothing
he's
wrong with that.
focused
Come
on
on,
himself.
television
Yeah,
player out
yeah.
there.
He's
Make
making
sure
sure.
that-
Are you
You know, he's gotta
fucking with
take care of
me?
business.
No.
You know, but let's see. Let's
What
look
did
at
I
this
say?
clip. Let's switch screens.
It would have been more
real quick.
useful
Is this
to know
when you had
that
the
before I
flamethrower?
got locked
Yeah,
in.
This is when you had the
Holy
flame.
shit, I'm a
Dude, this
freaking
was funny, bro.
Yeah, I could have died in there.
It's got this. Oh, wait, what? Did he just get like a 6 piece of flamethrower?
I'm saying, bro, you can't do that, bro.
Really does.
Bro, he goes, you can't do that, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You know, you
You
can't do that. Bro, dude, honestly, the event was a blast, bro.
Yeah,
the
no,
event, I had so much fun.
Tommy. I had so much fun.
It was a lot of fun, bro. I just feel like it was cool to get everybody in the same room. You know, it kind of just built hype going into the new game. It just got everybody excited. I know even watching watching Jack like go through the campaign courage. I thought that was cool. Just him
that shit
interacting
was
with
cool.
he was interacting with the crowd. He had a live
Yeah.
orchestra behind him, and he was going through the campaign. That was sick, bro. That was sick.
Yeah, something about the campaign that I found out last night is that Christopher Nolan's like crew, one of the guys that like helps Christopher Nolan make movies, he actually made the campaign for this game. So it actually
oh,
might
the
shit.
got,
score
like,
for the campaign or like the campaign's campaign?
No, I think he made the story for this campaign. So this campaign might be like fucking might be fire.
Okay.
Damn, I mean, bro,
Yeah.
About
I'm
time.
watching it live.
When's
the
he getting
campaign
here?
was sick.
No, it looks sick, dude.
Bro,
I'm definitely
it
gonna
was
be playing
fucking,
it.
it
I'm
was
definitely gonna play
lit, bro. It was fucking lit. I
Bro,
mean, listen,
and the Migos
Oh,
too,
come
Tommy,
on.
like they killed that shit, bro. There was a lot of passion in that.
nah, bro, the Migos,
Well,
bro, we
I
were
might as
we were
well
vibing when
finish
they were
the
performing. We were vibing. Bro, I
People
see-
were saying that it
Jenkins.
was a dead crowd, but I
Nah,
don't think it was.
nah. See, the thing is, the stream didn't do it justice. Like,
Yeah,
you
it didn't
can't
do it
tell.
justice,
Bro, when you were,
yeah.
if you were there, like, it was actually like,
Oh, people were actually getting lit. It wasn't a quiet crowd. It might have seemed like that on the stream, but the stream also didn't catch the VIP area either. There was like a second level to the bottom level where everybody was actually getting lit.
Oh,
I don't think
really?
the camera caught that.
It's
Okay,
it's
yeah.
hard. It's
Please,
hard to mic crowds
only
for like
call me
shows
if
like
you've
that.
got
It's
good
hard to
news.
mix in crowd mics.
Well,
It depends on what you
Listen,
do in the
bro,
venue.
you also gotta realize, you know, it was an invitational event. There was a lot of
The
people, but
hallway
not
on
a
the
lot of
second
people.
floor
You know what
is
I'm saying?
cut
It wasn't a
off.
real
The door to the
concert.
west
It wasn't like it was a
wall
real
is
concert where
Your
it
father
was
started
a packed
renovation.
stadium
It
and
was
it's just
200 invited
roaring.
guests.
Yeah, it was just 200 invited guests, and bro,
Leonard's
for the
attic
people
is
that
at
were
the
there,
end
like
of the
everybody
hall.
was
Who
on
is
their feet,
this?
everybody was
Man.
dancing, everybody was loud
Yeah,
and
anytime
hyping
they
them
asked
up.
us to get hit, like
What
to
did you
get lit,
say?
like
I
everybody
tried
was
so
like,
hard.
Everybody, bro. We were having a blast. So, you know, people just don't
Is
understand
this
because
a
they weren't
joke?
there. We're
Who
just
is
there. I mean,
this?
people were looking at it differently. You know, different POV. But
What?
you excited
You
for
think you
Vanguard?
can call
Exam? You
my
ready to
house
go?
and threaten me? Come tell
I
me
was
to my
with Alex
face,
Rubin yesterday. I was
asshole.
talking to Alex.
Oh, were you?
The
I've
last thing he
joked
said
about
to me
it,
when
but
he was
it's not
walking
funny
away, he said,
anymore.
"Beat tier, huh?" And kept walking away.
Oh, dude,
You know how to turn on the
I
furnace.
said, "What?
You know where
Come
to find
back, you
food
motherfucker!
and the
Come back,
refrigerator.
Alex! You stupid
You
mother!"
know my family's
I was like,
story
damn,
and
yeah,
bro,
I'm
this guy.
excited for that one.
I said, "This guy's gonna." No, I mean, see, it's just so
That's
hard.
the idea. I mean, I'll
Wait,
take
what
it.
happened? What happened? Because I know you guys put us there, but what was the reasoning behind it?
Well, the
I
reason
mean-
behind
I
it is
mean-
we put Optic Dallas, the room in Optic
Oh,
Dallas,
okay,
you know,
okay,
there by
okay.
itself.
That's fair.
We're
No,
like, I
that's
don't know
fair.
where to
We
put this
had
thing.
Face Toronto S, we had Optic Dallas
You
and
have to
A,
put face around
and
us.
then
You have to.
bro, the A's and the B's were
I don't
tough.
have time
Everybody's
to
really
rehash my
close
past
together.
this
You know,
long.
it's
I've got a
kinda-
different no
and then of course
Someone
C
just
and D
called the
wasn't too
hotel.
difficult in my opinion.
You better keep doing the
But the
inspection.
the middle
was
of
a
the
bad
pack,
connection.
Damn,
it
he
gets
dropped
me.
the mic on you and beat here, huh?
They said,
Well, he dropped the mic,
Victim's alive.
and the thing is, he didn't
Don't
say anything
sell
to
the
me
hotel.
about it until he was halfway at the. He walked away. He said,
Something
"Tell me,
else
I'll
that
catch you
doesn't
later."
make sense.
I said, "All right, Alex."
The phone
He's
lines
out
are
the door
down.
already. He goes, "Beat here,
Leonard
right?"
stopped
And
paying the
turns the
bill
corner.
months ago.
I said, "What the fuck?" I said, "That's unbelievable,
Didn't know
bro. Come
FEMA
on,
had
bro. What the
FBI
fuck?"
authority.
But hey,
I like Fernando.
honestly, Alex is a cool dude. He told me
He's
that
cool.
he was coming
Some
through
stories
for
seem like
Tony's
they've been
spot
forgotten,
as special
but
guest of the year
actually
this
they
year. He
just
wants
Okay.
he wants to
okay.
come on a flank. He wants to keep
Sink
talk. He wants to
down.
talk about it. I said, "Listen, Alex, you're always
leaves in a
welcome. He's a
cup.
cool dude." His
think I get
girlfriend
it,
was there. I met her. They're
almost.
cool people, man. So
That
shout out to them.
girl's death.
Dude, I was meeting so many people
Rachel.
yesterday. I met
It was the
Chicharito.
result of painful
Ben,
events.
Wait, actually,
I took a
Someone's
picture with
obsession.
Chicharito, bro.
No, you got to show that on stream.
I got it. Hold on. Let me see if I can
I gotta
find
see
it, bro.
this.
Let me see if I can
Ruined
chat.
two
I saw
families that
Chicharito.
everyone looked
I
up
said,
to.
Chicharito,
Yours
can I get a
and
picture, please? I'm a big face. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
yes.
gotta see this.
Let me see. Oh, and I met Joe Wo. Look, here's me and Joe Wo.
Rachel's father,
Here's me
the
and Joe Wo
upstanding
right here. That's
Reverend
my
Foster,
fucking guy, bro.
known
Me and
all
Joe
over
Ho
the
got
county.
hyped when we saw each other because that's my fucking guy right there.
Easy to forget
But I
around
don't know if
here.
you guys could see it.
Okay.
You know what I
Let's
think?
go
Oh, there we go.
They can
There
go
you
get
This is
fucked.
me,
Every
me
one
and
of
Joe
them.
Wo right there.
I know
Oh,
what
you
we
boys
And
see
then,
it.
and then
I
look at
No
this,
one
bro. This
else.
got me fucking hyped.
Fuck
This was the
them.
first picture I took of the night. No bullshit. Me and Chicharito, bro. Look
Oh,
at that,
yeah.
bro. Look at that, dude.
Why'd you post that?
Cause I was posting a lot, you know, like I posted a lot of stuff.
You
Really?
gotta get that photo on the
You
TL.
gotta get that. Yeah,
0.7 seconds,
I'll
huh?
get on the TL.
Ben, you know
Yeah.
how Tommy always talks about how if fans see him, like, don't be afraid to approach him. Ben, he was being such a bitch.
I wasn't.
About-
Hey,
I'm
listen,
like, go on,
listen. First of all,
like,
first of all,
Chicharito,
first of all, shut
Let
the
me
fuck
speak.
up.
Let me speak.
Shut the
No,
fuck up.
I'm talking. You're trying to cut me
All
off.
right,
Let me talk.
go ahead. But
Okay,
I got
so
something
Ben,
to say. I got something
We're
to say.
on the red carpet, right? We're on the
Yeah.
red carpet.
Here we
and
go.
he's right in front of us, right?
Mhm,
And
here we go.
nudges me. He goes, "Yo, that's Chicharito." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Chicharito?" He's like,
I know,
"He's
he's
an
falling
absolute,
asleep.
he's an
Hey,
absolute
some
legend.
men
He
go,
played on
"Who's that?
Manchester
Who is
United.
that?" I said, wait,
This
wait,
and that." Yeah, I'm uncultured in soccer. I don't know shit about
you're
soccer.
good. I'm good. I'm just busting your balls.
So he's explaining to me how much of a legend he is. So I'm like, all right, so Tommy, go ask him for a picture. He's like, nah, bro, it's a red carpet. Like, I can't be asking him. I'm
Should
like,
I
bro,
worry?
it's the best time to ask him for a picture. It's the red carpet. I proceed to nudge him like 5 more
wonder
times,
why
and then
that
like
doesn't
finally after like
surprise
10 minutes,
Well, no,
he decides to go and do it.
because this is what happens. We're on the carpet then, and you have all the professional photographers lined up down the carpet
My
taking
electrical
pictures as you
know-how
walk
is
down. I don't want to be the one asshole in the middle of the carpet, like, yo, can we take a picture, whatever. Then we got to the end of the line. He was waiting to get in. There was some downtime. He was just standing there, no cameras or no nothing. And then I went up. And I said, Chicharito, you mind if I get a picture? I'm a big fan. And my girlfriend took the picture. But in the
But-
carpet, I didn't want to be an asshole. Be the one guy in the middle of the carpet.
I'm hearing two different stories.
Yeah, that was 2 different stories.
Wait, what do you mean? That's what Asim, that's what happened though.
Oh yeah, but he wasn't.
Alright.
He wasn't taking any
What do I
pictures
have
when
to
I was
do?
asking you to go do it.
Well, I definitely. I see. In my head, I was like, regardless, I'm gonna get a picture of him no matter what. I said that to
my
Asim.
way.
I told Asim, I'm gonna get a picture with him. If anything, I'm gonna do it once we're inside. I'm gonna go up to him once we're
But if
inside.
you ask him more inside, it'd be like, like we're in a dark place, like fuck, like
Well,
I want a picture
No, but
now.
he
It's
got
true.
it done. He got it done. He
No.
got it with the backdrop.
Listen, I got the fucking picture done. Me and Chicharito like this. We're like brothers now.
Get that pic on the
And
top.
he
ASAP.
said, dude, he said to me, he said,
almost
yes, I
there.
take picture. I was
think
like,
the lights
I
are
said,
getting
oh my
worse.
god, dude, you're the fucking man, bro.
He did say that. He said yes,
See,
yes.
this is
I'm like, you're the
COD?
man.
You
Huh?
asked him if he plays COD?
He does play COD. He plays with Blaze all the time. Blaze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've seen him play Warzone with Blaze and shit. I know him.
No
and
way.
Hey,
That's
no,
dope.
Chicharito and Blaze, they play.
Crossface.
He likes COD. That's why he was there. He likes playing Call of Duty. I've seen him stream before.
That's
No.
cool.
Yeah, bro,
But
it's
I do
fucking dope, man.
remember
I
the
just remember
time
him.
I
Bro, I
had
remember
to
him with
open.
Man U,
I
Real
wasn't allowed to
Madrid.
go
Now
in
he's
there.
over with LA.
Wait,
It's
What
he's on
happens when
both
I
of
get
those
to the
teams?
closet?
Yeah.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
This guy really is a legend. Holy
No,
shit.
he's a legend, bro.
Leverkusen at one point too. He played
Yeah, no,
Germany.
he's a
Sound like
good player, and he
rocket
streams a
science?
lot. Apparently, people are saying in the chat that he
He's great
streams
for
a lot.
Mexico, but never
reassuring
get to
people.
US. So thank
Oh,
God
then
for that.
then Amigos were there. It was cool to see the Migos and shit.
Yeah,
Fucking.
Ben, the Migos,
I found the
dude,
crawl
they are
space.
crazy.
And
So like when they
also
walked
a
in,
dynamo
Ben,
flashlight.
they
Know how to
brought
use
like a posse of like
I think I
5.
just have
Bro,
to
I swear to God,
push
the
the
entire
lever
theater lit up with their
continuously?
cologne. They like had some
everything
crazy
okay?
shit, bro. I
I
came
don't
from the
remember the
bathroom. I
crawl
was like,
space to be so
who the fuck
narrow
walked
when
in? They're like,
technicians
yo, it's
went
Amigos.
inside.
I was like, oh shit, all right.
You're probably smelling some hardcore
It's called
papaya, my
growing
guy.
up.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what papaya smells like. It wasn't papaya.
I don't know. They might have some crazy shit. I don't know what these guys have. You know? I don't know. What's up, Ben?
They got that Atlanta special.
The Atlanta special. I like that. No, but it was cool to watch them perform live, and our seats were incredible. I mean, we're literally
Yeah,
like Facebook.
We had the best seats in the house
Bro,
for sure.
and what do you guys think of T-Pain hosting the
What's
event?
wrong?
Dude,
He was funny.
he was
Prophecy
funny,
came
bro.
true.
My,
The power went
little-
out.
a little
It's
off the
completely
pack, said a
dark.
few things
Pitch
that,
black.
my mom was like, he was a
Okay,
little,
you shouldn't
it was a
have
little.
called.
My mom goes, you know,
Can you
he was
see
a little
the
off the
bundle of
shit.
cables above your
I said,
head?
yeah, mine was a little
Anyway,
fucked up, but it was
there should
funny.
be
You know, it was a good
some
event.
cables
I
along
Yeah,
personally
I
loved it,
know
bro. I
what a
thought he was
bundle
funny.
is.
And plus, he had to deal with a lot of technical difficulties. You know, shit happened. He had a delay time. Like, guys, you have to realize, right? If you're hosting an event and something wrong happens, and they go, they hit you in your ear, and they go,
Yeah.
I got the
you gotta
flashlight,
stall for 5
sorta.
minutes.
I got my breadcrumb
Oh,
trail.
The fuck?
More like
Hey,
my
what's
cable
going on,
trail.
guy? You know,
Whatever.
you're on stage. You got hella people in front. Like, I felt bad for the guy.
Alright,
So
yep.
he did a good job,
Easy
man. I think that's
does
why
it.
he started drinking too. He said, "We might as well get some drinks in me." Matter of fact, I had a
Oh
couple
my
glasses
God.
of wine before I hit the desk. I was feeling loose.
Tommy, how much screen time did you get? Because people in the
Not
chat
much.
don't know, but yesterday,
The
or not
fuck?
yesterday, the day before yesterday,
Come
they
on,
told us
dude.
the squad was going to be the 3 Migos, me, Crowder, and Zuma.
Chat,
on
just
the
put it
stage.
this way.
Was
I tried
faster
very
somehow.
hard to try and play. I really
Yeah.
wanted to play. I wanted to go there and play the game. I wanted
hi,
to compete. I
I
wanted
wanna
to play
ask you
against Amigos and
something.
shit.
Okay.
But that fell apart. There was just
Go
too many
ahead.
people playing. I
How
think
long
Ian
has the
ended up getting the
hotel
spot
been
to play. So I ended up just
4
chilling.
years.
Dude,
No,
I-
I saw you getting gunned on stage. Maybe you could have done a better job.
Damn!
I
You saw
mean,
Ian getting
Damn.
done?
Did anyone think about
Nah,
doing a
Ian was
thorough
doing his thing.
clean of the
Ace, did you see
basement?
what FaZe got me?
Don't know.
Yeah, the
Pretty
jacket,
rushed.
bro.
Bro, they got no, not just
Found
that. They gave me a
Another
custom
Wait, what?
jacket that Tommy
A
Temper
lipstick.
customized for me.
It's a
Apparently, Tommy Temper
Oh.
made that for me. They gave me a
Nice.
neon sign, a big FaZe Clan neon sign
don't
that says
get it.
Zuma under it. It's
It
like a big
looks
fucking
really
neon
old.
sign
No
shit.
way,
I
that's
remember
dope.
this brand. The
They
my
just gave
God.
me like they gave me a
School
carpet, a FaZe Clan carpet.
Nice.
They,
What the hell?
they gave
Didn't
me
You want
try
to
out.
face rug
I
rugs?
could even
yeah, the
use
phase
it
rug
now.
rugs, bro. The
Oh,
phase
that's
rug.
cool.
They,
Phase rug rug.
they gave me a bunch of
Irving,
clothes, just like
this
shirts,
brand
hoodies,
doesn't
like all
exist
kinds of
anymore.
shit, bro. It was
It's
a
been-
bomber jacket, couple
I
bomber
don't know,
jackets.
dude.
9 or
Oh,
10
dude, it
years.
was
for you,
sick, bro. Somebody.
Bro, I'm so happy you're back on phase, man.
Strange
It's crazy.
someone
You
should
phase
wait
up,
10
bro. You know
years
the
to
vibe,
open
man.
a
We back
lipstick
home.
just
You
to
know what
do
I'm
it.
saying?
Tommy,
Don't
it's
you
all
think?
because that phone call on the ride on the ride to the Eden, dude. I'm telling you. That's what it was.
Asim was in my ear a lot
Cut the
during the
crap.
whole.
A
I mean, I
lipstick
told
here
him
is
Asim that
totally
it was
out of
between New York
place.
and FaZe.
Yeah.
And it was just a really tough decision. At first, chat, it wasn't working with FaZe. At first,
Yeah,
it wasn't working. We
A lot of
could
miscommunication.
a lot of miscommunication.
You're
We weren't
probably
coming to
right.
terms. And things just weren't. Miscommunication is the best word to describe it.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
It was completely thrown off. I thought FaZe wasn't an option at first. I was like, never mind. Like, this is not gonna work. This and that. And then after I would start talking to New York and this and that, like a week or two later, things obviously changed. You know, they came back, this and that. I started talking to some more people over there. Things changed a little bit, and I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy, bro. So obviously we're here now. But Asim, you know how stressed out I was because Asim. What I always tell you, I love New York and I loved FaZe. You know what I'm saying? So it was like so hard for me.
Yeah, you were gonna make one person
but
disappointed.
but-
the decision, but you had to do what's best for you.
once,
But listen,
I don't need it.
Asim's a good friend,
I
man.
gotta
Asim's a
talk
good
to you
friend.
about
He
something.
talked me through it. You know.
Gotcha, man.
Was Optic an option? I talked to Hector. I talked to Hector, and yes, it was an option. But you know, once everything's put in front of you, you look
You
at the
didn't
offers
tell
and you
me
see
you
what's
knew
best for you.
Leonard. You know,
But it's
we
nothing
can't
but
stop
love to the
thinking
Green
about
Wall and
let
Hector
me
and everything that they
finish.
got going on over
I
there.
spent the night going
We're
through
gonna
his
continue.
stuff,
And
and I
Hector,
want to
bro,
know
the
what
Green
you
Wall
think.
and FaZe are like this. They just did the Optic
You
FaZe collab.
obviously
They
know
do
more
content
about
together
this
all the
place
time.
than I do.
Bro, like I want to work with these guys. I even told the New York Sunblasters, like, you guys ever want to do content? Like, if you guys want to do cool shit, like, hit me up, bro. Like, we can
It's
always.
not like you're
Hey,
competing
man.
with CL
I
now.
found
You
a
can do
someone
whatever the
called
hell you want.
Bro,
You can collab with
bro,
whoever
you can
want.
collab. You can
That's
do all
what
kinds
I'm
of
saying.
shit.
I know it's
whoever
so
you want.
100T, I didn't talk to 100T at all. I don't know if they weren't interested. I don't know.
But I
I'm
guess no,
surprised
there's
you never like got
sauce.
into any talks
Listen
with
to
them.
Well, I think my agent
And
talked to
don't
them,
forget
but it
the
just didn't work
lipstick
out.
is really old.
okay.
So I think that,
Too
you know,
many
she,
drinks
you know,
and
she
things
shit.
like that.
They have a lot of community.
Man, it's so
I listen, like I said, love 100 Thieves, love Optics. So it's cool, bro. There's no problem at all. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they're running a
It's
business.
like you know, when they cracked on XQC, it might be the same thing.
Maybe, bro.
Another fumble in the bag. I
I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm nowhere near XQC's level, but
But
I
that
mean,
shit is so funny. Did you see that clip, Tommy, where
I found
XQC
it
was
one
literally
thing
closing
Leonard
a shop for him,
dated
not
December
signing him in
29th,
2017?
Nah, what?
The first
Wait,
night
you
of
didn't see that?
Yeah, my theory's right.
to the forensics dogs.
So
I know it's not a very right now.
I
It's
haven't
a
watched
very
that. I gotta watch that,
Bro,
bro.
XQC
What's taking so
literally
long to watch
explained
that?
shot bad. He was
I
like
know exactly
talking about how
because I
he
was the
didn't
skeptical one who had any
he
objections.
egoed XQC in Twitter DMs in 2017.
Good job.
Oh, XQC
Like,
hit
straight
him
up-
up. XQC
Yeah,
hit him
he
up.
straight up just
Wow.
egoed him.
Oh my god, that's interesting. Was he big at the time?
Yeah, no, he was still relatively big, but
It's
he
a risk
wasn't like
I already
this
considered.
big.
Was he
I
like
can
post?
handle
Was that post like
That was post retirement from the OWL. He was still getting a lot of viewers. Like,
I mean,
you would say retirement from XQC from OWL,
Agent
but I
Crawford?
think there's more there.
This bit of
I mean,
advice.
you know, you gotta. It's also too, you know, people are saying you're exaggerating the fuck
I'll
out of this, by the
follow
way.
it to
So
the
I see multiple people saying that. Did you exaggerate it?
oh yeah, I mean, of course, I'm just fucking around. But like,
So
he
exaggerate
did.
the fuck
He
out
did.
of it.
No, he did leave him on red. He did.
Okay. Well,
But ego
listen,
is the wrong word for sure.
Listen, knowing Nate Shot Tudo and how big he is and how popular he is, half the time, bro, I've DM'd Nate Shot before and I've never gotten a response. Like,
yeah, no, he's a busy man.
I
He's running a business,
DM
yeah.
Nate Shot to come on the flank, and I didn't get a response. I don't think I did. No, he eventually
Four-
responded.
four
once,
is
I
the
think he
limit.
responded. Nate Shot's a cool
Four
dude,
would be
man.
lit.
He's busy though. He's
I'm
busy.
fucking
Like,
around. I'm not like trying to put him on blast.
Then you'd only need two.
no, you're good, bro. You're good.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I'm just saying. You know, it's hard to
Daddy, is
reach
that you?
to get
Oh, for
you
sure,
get
for
to these
sure.
people, bro.
I can't
Especially
see
in
you.
2017 too, where like Nate Shot was like building up his brand. He probably was so busy like trying to build up
I mean,
his
dude, like even right now, like I'm looking at my phone from the phase announcement, and I'm like, I hope people don't get the wrong impression for me not responding. Like it's just like I'm gonna respond. Later tonight when I'm laying in bed, I'll show love to everybody. But like right now, I just like things are fucking hectic, dude. Like I'm like I feel bad. So it's just how it is. But before we move on to anything, because we're gonna be running a lot of shows throughout the week. I'm sure we're we're gonna hear that Optic Dallas shit soon.
What are you trying to say?
Ben, I want to talk to you a little bit about this Dallas
don't
Empire. They
understand.
changed their bio up.
I can't see you, Daddy.
Did you see this?
That
Listen,
might be an
sweet
MJ Pistachio troll. I
My
know.
You think it's a troll?
I know their social
Listen
graph
to my
pretty well.
voice.
Yeah.
It's an apology.
He changed the
Can't
bio
see you.
and then they added hello
Where are
Reddit.
you?
There's a little bit of
Where are
teasing and
you?
trolling going
Well,
on
here
there.
it is right here. For those of you wondering what the fuck we're talking about, this is what we're
I know,
talking about right
Daddy.
here. It's the Dallas Empire. Their
always known it.
bio says official Twitter
I
of
love
the
you
Dallas
too.
COD League team, owned by MB, build an
Say it
empire,
again, please.
defend the throne / hello Reddit. So interesting, man. Definitely
I don't know.
interesting.
Justin Pistachio's in the chat, brother. Are you? What's going on here, man?
Is he in the chat? These guys busted. You busted on motherfucking balls, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. But listen, I definitely think once this all like unfolds, I thought they were doing it today, bro. I thought for some reason, I thought we were announcing on the same day. I thought it was gonna happen together for some reason. I had a feeling because Vanguard drops tonight, and didn't Seth or somebody say on stream that they're making an announcement before Vanguard drops?
Interrupting?
I was eating.
They said that, didn't they?
Steak
Not?
and
Okay,
potatoes,
so
cheesecake,
Justin
strawberry
Pistachio
shake,
has
and,
released an official
frothy
statement. He
cappuccino,
tweeted at me
Italian
and said,
style.
"Quote, bro,
What did Roger
Twitter,
say?
So the usual frozen beef.
Roger's in the chat. Look, he's putting the
Half a
eyes
serving.
emoji. Just fucking.
The other half
Roger,
ended up
stop
over-
paying in my chat, Roger.
Listen, before we get to the Roger thing,
I did
I wanna read Justin's statement here. He tweeted at me and said, "Quote, bro, Twitter bugged on me, had to fix it up." End quote.
Oh, so
Twitter
what'd you find,
bugged on
pretty
him.
kid?
So he
Well,
had
I
to
don't know
fix
if
it
I'm
up.
buying that excuse, Tom, but you know, we'll take him as face value there.
Wait, where
Scum
did I
said
put
11
them?
p.m.
What?
Wait, is this shit
The
actually
pliers,
happening?
So I can pry
Like,
the words out of
are
your
they
mouth.
doing it like an hour before the game
sure.
drops? Because that would be fucking sick.
Okay. It's.
But I just feel like I'm
it's
surprised that they're
VHS
waiting till like
of,
late,
behind
like
the
late at
scenes of
night.
the
You know what I'm
TV
saying?
broadcast.
I mean, people are
But
gonna be
it's
on
all
people are gonna be
bullshit
on
just
at
to
midnight,
attract
like waiting for the game to come out.
And
It's actually like
trust
the
me,
one day
Jesus, you
we
can
can
be
get
But
away
really
Scum
with it.
didn't say
long-winded.
that, so I don't know. See,
Yeah,
this is why I can't
you're
read my
right.
chat. I read my chat. Somebody said that. Somebody
Oh,
said no,
people
he
being
didn't.
dumb. They live in
Haunted
Central
hotels,
time zone,
weird
and
and
11 p.m. for them is
mysterious
midnight East Coast.
stuff
So
kids like.
Okay.
With
Uh,
these
well,
I guess we'll have to
guys
see
who
what
call
happens at midnight, Tom.
themselves ghost
Roger,
Ghost
you're in the chat,
hunters.
Roger. Give me a date,
they hear
man. Come
about the
on.
old
When's this
farting
process
ghost?
dropping? When's all this shit drop?
not sure,
Come on,
but,
Roger. Come on.
Roger, send
They
us
went
that
on a
frame.io,
tour
brother.
of
Let's
Come
see what
on, bro.
happens.
When can we
and
fucking?
they
I see a
stopped
lot
by
of
the
people spamming
Timberline,
Scumpus
too.
40k viewers. See, that's
Whatever,
fucking
let me
insane.
hear
Scump
it.
is a goat. Dude.
Okay,
The fucking king of COD. I got
about a
40k.
morning,
I'm pretty sure he's on the
kind
front
of-
page right now. So shout out to
Well,
Mr. Scump.
Listen for yourself.
Over under how many games before people remember how long these kickoff tournaments take? One game, 2
Dude,
games.
I mean, listen, I was gonna watch party some kickoff tournaments tonight.
It might be up to like 8
Well, that's the
a.m.
thing.
before it
That's the thing.
finishes.
See, the one thing for me is I'm not playing in them because my brother's visiting from Jersey. He landed. I want to make sure that I'm hanging out with him. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy where I'm streaming all night. If you stream all night, then you know what happens. You sleep all day. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. But I definitely want to tune in and we'll see some gameplay. I'm gonna play too. Like I already had the game downloaded. I'm gonna hop on and I want to play some games and have some fun. And this guy Roger said the process drops in 2026. Go,
Caparino.
go fuck yourself, Roger. What the fuck, bro? No, I'm just fucking with you though, bro. Listen, man, we're all excited for it, Roger. We're all excited for it. I know this has been
Roger, hit us with the frame.io, brother. Show us the work in progress.
somebody goes, fuck Roger, man. There's lodgers in the chat. Now, we love Roger, man. Good things take time, chat. I've said this multiple times. Just make sure you guys stay patient because I'm sure we'll be seeing, something happening soon. Hopefully. But I do want to go to the chat, man. I want to ask you guys some questions. We haven't done this in a while. Usually for Q&As and stuff, we go to Reddit. But because this was a last-minute show, Vivid kind of got announced, like, I don't know, Mutineers were in my chat earlier today. They were like, get ready for the flank. I said, why? What's going on? And boom, they bring on Vivid. But if you guys got any questions, please drop them in the chat. We'll do our best to answer them. If not, then we'll end the show. So it's up to you. Why did you reject ownership in NYSL? Like I said, well, listen, you look at stuff that's put in front of you.
Yep.
You look at stuff that's put in front of you, and you just you make a decision based
say
off what you think is better for you. You know, it's very simple.
What
It gets
happened
complicated.
in the end with the TV show?
But you look at the things put in front of you, and you just make the decision on what's better for yourself. And that decision was very
Yeah, but
hard
they
for me to
mentioned
make
a room
because I
on
was
the
just
tape.
thinking about so many other
I'd
people,
like to
bro.
take a look.
I didn't want to
It's,
upset FaZe. I didn't want to upset New York. I was
117,
going back and
I
forth. Like the problem is it was making me
Same
anxious.
floor
Bro.
as
I didn't
my
know what to do.
apartment.
It was making me nervous. I thought the decision was gonna be easy, and it was super hard at first.
I found the room.
So that's why. Did you almost
Someone
leak FaZe at any
barricaded it
point?
with an L bracket.
I don't think
Do what
so.
they do in
Did I almost leak
movies.
FaZe? I mean,
we were
bust through the door
definitely
with your
trolling.
shoulder.
I mean, I
It was
baited a
definitely-
lot. I mean, bro,
I
I
need a
almost leaked my
screwdriver.
DMs
I
a couple
think I
times. 'Cause you
saw
know
one
me,
around
chat. I'm always
somewhere,
scrolling
but
through the
I
internet
don't
and stuff
remember
on
where.
stream. So I almost leaked my
Probably
Discord
in the
DMs a
basement.
couple times. We had to
Seems to
change the
me I've
Discord
seen
chat.
one in the
So I don't know if you
garage.
guys know,
Was it the
but
generator
I'll
room?
even show you on
I'll
the
let you
Discord
know.
chat real quick. But check this out. So if we switch over to my Discord, okay, right here it says homemade pumpkin pie recipe. That's the FaZe Clan announcement chat. That's the chat where we're talking about the announcement, talking about all. So it said FaZe Clan announcement. It said announcement there. And I made them
found the
changes. I
screwdriver?
told them, I was like, listen, I
No.
always got my Discord up. It's stressing me
I
out.
keep
Like, we gotta
thinking
change
about
this.
those
I wake
guys,
up the next
the
day, they
ghost
changed this shit to
hunters.
homemade pumpkin
sure
pie
it was an
recipe.
act?
I was fucking
It
crying,
sounded
dude.
so
I was
natural.
like, come on.
Awesome
But that
actors,
was like
I'll
the
give 'em that.
closest, man. I almost leaked on Discord.
I can't
And if I
stand
would
the
have leaked on
idea that
Discord,
my
bro,
family
like, that would've
problems
sucked.
might end
It
up
would've-
on
it would've been
cable or
chalk.
No,
some
leaking was
Tom, I
fine.
actually
tourist
see
guide.
a good question here.
Fortunately,
This is a good one.
it seems that
Who
won't
would we
happen.
like to see for
They hightailed
OG
it out
slash
of there.
Dallas sub?
God
Seems
only
like
knows
OG
why.
never has
Don't
a
tell me you
substitute
believe in
LMAO.
ghosts or some
That's actually a
bullshit
good
That's
like
a
that.
great question.
Well,
Hey,
I'm
bro,
not
they better get a good
superstitious,
substitute. Come
if
on,
someone
bro.
believes
Pick up
that a
somebody
black
that's
cat is
raw
bad
and nasty.
luck,
As
then you
Yeez,
also
like
have
get
to believe
Yeez
that
or some
something
shit.
else
Like
is
get somebody
good
that
luck.
you can actually bring in
What
that
are
can
you
actually like
talking
maybe
about?
do something.
Prayer,
You know?
for example.
I would love
You're
to see
saying prayer
Nato.
brings good
Zin,
luck?
I see people saying Zinni.
doubt
I don't even know
Reverend
if
Foster
Zinni
would
if
agree.
Zinni's not.
Nada would be a good check for
Chat,
that
I'm
chat,
outta
substitute.
here.
Zinni's gonna be different though, chat, because I don't know what Zinni wants to do. He may want to go content. Maybe might be a good role for Zinni. Be a sub on Optic, fucking just do content and chill out, you know. So maybe Zinni. I see a lot of people putting Renato. I would love to see Nato back in there somehow. You know, Nato
But hold
definitely.
on. We've actually people making a good point, chat. We're disrespecting Jordan General as if he wasn't their sub for like 2 years, and he did like scrim with them that one time.
Yeah, Jordan
there was
General's
the
a good
rough thing
sub.
going on.
Yeah, I mean he wasn't
Yeah.
that bad of a sub, that's for sure. I
So-
just felt like they never Jordan General was somebody they were never gonna bring in. Personally, I just don't think they.
They were on that. I mean, when that whole Preston thing went down after they benched Pierce, like, you know, they got to make that move happen. So General did scrim with them for a couple days.
Somebody said realistically, Shotzi and Scump won't be benched, so you got to think about ARs like Mohawk. People are talking about Mohawk a little
but
bit.
God forbid someone tests positive for COVID and they can't play an event, or
Hey.
someone has to step away for a sec.
I'm an
Like, you
idiot.
actually
Ben,
need a real
I'm not
substitute.
gonna lie to you. Mohawk sounds pretty good to me for that team because
Yeah,
isn't
Mohawk would be a good sub.
Mohawk gets along with Dashy and Inder, right? Like they're like friends and shit. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. A lot of people call Mohawk like Illy's brother or some shit. They're like the same person.
They've got options, Tom. They got plenty of options here.
I could definitely see Mohawk for sure. I actually can. And I love Money Mo, bro. Hey, it's Money Mohawk right there. Money Mo.
Money Mo,
Money
man.
Mo was also Jay's nickname. My man Pharaoh, man. All right,
Rest in
Pharaoh,
peace.
man. We love you. Rest easy, kid. But that was also his nickname. Shout out Money Mo. Let's get an F3 spam in the chat. Were there any other questions that you saw, Ben, that came in? Because this chat is... Hey, chat, we got 7,000 viewers in here. This shit is moving, bro. Absolutely moving.
Someone asked a good question, like, do you want another sub or an AR bench? Someone said for that team, but I actually think in general, like, from my perspective, I think it's you more likely want to pick up a sub or a flex player as your substitute.
A flex, dude. You can't go wrong with a flex.
Well, I mean, a sub at worst. Like I think a lot of teams made a mistake year one to CDL. They all picked up ARs and they wanted sub players, and so their substitute wasn't going to work in that situation. Like getting a flex or a sub player will hedge because someone can always slot into that main AR role. You know, it's a role that I think people can more easily adapt to, but it's hard to find really good top tier sub players or serviceable sub players. So that's kind of the play. If I were a GM, then I would be more leaning towards.
I like some of these questions coming in. I've seen the same question asked by multiple people. What's going on with the face sub? Because now Sib is on Seattle. I didn't tell you guys. You're looking at him. How you fucking doing?
You're looking
I'm a
at him.
substitute for Atlanta. No, I'm just playing. I don't know who the fuck they're gonna get. I have no idea. I haven't talked to any of the guys over there. I haven't talked to them.
I think I know who it is.
I mean, I've talked to them, but not about that. Oh, you do know who it is.
Yeah. I'm not
Okay,
leaking
well,
on
yeah,
shit
you
now.
can't leak it on stream.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I see a lot of people spamming Pristini, which also makes sense because obviously his brother's over there.
Yeah.
If Preston doesn't land on a team, you know, anything could happen. You know, we'll see what happens. And again, just to touch on the FaZe bias, listen, if FaZe is getting smoked, bro, I'm gonna say they're getting smoked. Like, don't get it twisted. So I'm excited for the season, bro. I'm really excited. So many new things coming. I want to give a huge shout out to FaZe Clan for the care package, the jersey. Huge shout out to my designer for making all of this happen, all this FaZe stuff, the new intro.
For fuck's sake,
which FaZe made
Irving.
for me. They made the intro, they made the
what did I
announcement,
do?
which
You gave me a
I don't know
heart
if you guys
attack.
have seen the announcement
Sorry.
video.
I'll warn
But
you
maybe
with
we
a
should play it
carrier
on
pigeon
stream
next
before we
time.
head out. the announcement video on stream. I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen it. I know a lot of you guys aren't really in the scene. I know you guys keep up with the flank, but nothing really else. So we can tune into the phase announcement for those of you who missed it. Hold on. We can also pull up Gersh's video too.
2 seconds.
But let's pull it up
Fuck
and let me know
you.
what you guys think. The quality might be a little shit because we're watching on Twitter. Just a heads up. Ladies and gentlemen. Guys, I got one. Oh! I thought you were family mod.
Look at it one more time. The reaction time. Just incredible from Zuma.
Now I heard a sound. Familiar.
We've been doing this shit. We've been.
Final 3-0. Chemistry.
Are you
I'm
trying
back.
to tell me something, Irving? Something embarrassing, maybe?
I
That
can
was
understand
fucking,
that
bro.
you
That shit got
can't
me
stand
so
the
hyped when I
side of the
saw it.
timberline.
So
Not
the
even on
first
a
time they made it,
postcard.
right? The first time they made it,
But for me, this is important.
all they showed
It's
was
given me the
just
You've
chance
been
like
a lot of
competitive
help,
gameplay,
and I'm
right?
happy
They didn't put any
you're
stream
here.
clips
Right
in
now,
there.
I need to figure this
And in my
out.
head, I responded to them and said, "You guys know I'm not coming back as like a player,
Somehow,
right?
fuck?
Like I'm coming back as a content creator."
Took longer than I would have liked.
I can't hear that sound
They put
anymore.
some playing stuff in there, some content creation stuff in there. It was just funny. The original videos is a lot of
Irving,
clips. It made it look like I was like joining the face team or something, like they were making a new team or some shit.
Similar to
I
how
was
I
like,
remember it.
We'll see you later, MC.
Please.
Well, Gersh said I DM'd you better quality of my video on Discord. Oh, okay,
You know,
cool.
for a
We
second,
can
it was
end this
nice
with
to
a little
imagine
video
that
from
he
Gersh. I
has
know some of you guys have
shut
seen it
the fuck
already. But I would love for you guys to check
We
this
always
out.
had a party on
Because it was a
December
well-made
23rd.
video,
We'll
man.
get
Gersh
back
did a
to this. Have you
fantastic
heard
job
that? Now,
making
just
it.
give me time
So
to figure
let's
out
go on
where the
board
sound is
and
coming
let's
from.
tune
I'll
in,
call
man.
you back.
Sounds amazing.
You
Sure.
should have seen the ballroom back then.
I can almost picture it.
The last time Rachel's family was there, Reverend Foster wasn't as sullen as usual.
And your parents?
My mother had eyes only for Leonard. And I saw he wouldn't stop staring at that girl.
Rachel.
She talked and moved with the grace and confidence of an adult. She wore a dress with a bow on her back.
What are the skips for day?
She was
Let me
so
think.
beautiful.
Oh yeah, the lectern.
Perfect. Fuck. It was the beginning of the end, and we were breaking out the champagne.
Nikki.
Sorry, I'm becoming a freaking nostalgic up here.
It's not a cheat.
Yeah.
You got
Well,
not a
I
cheat,
can't
so
hear
and
that
not
sound
tomate.
anymore,
A nice
it's
bowl of
gone.
pasta. Over here.
I'm gonna look around again.
That's
and
not a
I'm
check. That's
going
my
back.
dad's mom.
Where did he get this video from? Did you give it to him?
And that's my man Frank. You guys know Cheech. That's my man Cheech in the chat. My man Frank. What happened, Ben?
Where did he get this video from? Did you send it to him?
These are all he
Oh,
pulled
like
it from
vlogs.
like vlogs and stuff.
Oh shit.
Look at it, coach. Look at it, coach. Let's get a queen witch in the chat. Let's get a queen witch.
Okay.
Let's get a witch.
Hey, whiz mouth.
Little Vinny. Hey, look at Vinny. Look at little Vinny, bro. Hey, look at little Vinny. Come on. That's a scout. Look.
I was strafing. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Over it. That's how Kati is. She's like, I'm fucking out here. Man, shout out Vinny, man.
Chris and Dylan chilling in the back there. Was this when you guys were in Europe? This video's from?
Yeah. Wait,
This clip is
being
funny.
smart with social media, Patty P.
People that are newer to the content may not remember Pat was reckless back in the day on Twitter. You think Crim was bad?
Why the fuck is this fucking audio so low?
Was it the Black Ops 3 stage? Ethan comeback. You guys beat Envy, that was hype. And someone in the chat said you should have put the Raj Patel clip in here.
I'm very happy
Irving?
that
Merry Christmas, Nikki. Ho, ho, ho. It's a
And
little
we'll talk at the
holiday
end to
greeting.
go.
Shout out to my
I
man Tommy
expected
Kemper.
that.
Yeah, Cheech, you were in the
What?
video. Cheech,
No,
look.
I
Cheech,
thought
let me
you were
show
calling
you. Cheech, hold on.
Hey,
Look, we're
is
eating.
everything
Jeez,
okay?
look at us.
Yes.
And Jeez,
I
look
mean,
at us eating fucking pasta.
I don't
look,
think so.
Look
No.
at you, Jeez. You look like
What
$1 million, Jeez.
I think
Look, you made the video.
I
That's what I'm talking
sleepwalked.
about.
Like,
But yeah,
in
that was
the
a
old
good video. I
world
want to give a
party
huge shout out to
movies?
Gersh for making
I'm
that, bro.
serious. I woke
I
up
mean,
in
Gersh,
church,
that was incredible,
standing in
man.
front
Thank you
of
so much for all the
lectern.
support and everything you've done for me in the show and everything
that
you've done on the socials,
happen a
man. If
lot?
you guys haven't
No.
already, make sure to go follow the
One
Flink on Twitter.
doesn't
Ben,
just become
I
a
think we've had a good
sleepwalker
show,
from one
man.
day to the
Anything else
next.
you want to talk about? We talked about the
Just happened when I
base
lived
thing. We
here.
talked about Vivid. We asked
One
some
time in
questions.
February, I ended up
Anything you want to say
outside.
before we dip out?
No parent
Let's do a
leaves the doors
show
unlocked if
on
their
like
kid
Sunday or
sleepwalks.
Monday, post launch
told anyone.
maybe. We'll get some
Sleepwalking
pros
episodes
on
are
here and
common
let's get
in
people's
children.
thoughts. I mean, we
That's
can
not
do
the
like
point.
probably do
I
two
forgot
stages
all
of a
about it.
conversation, right? We'll get
Then I
one
come back here and
kind
it
of after the
happens again.
initial burst. Then
If
let's
I
get
ended
one
up
like
in
in a
that
week or
church, maybe
two.
there's a
And
reason.
so I'm sure we'll do a show between that, but
Sometimes
mid-pro
following
panel
your
and get people's
instinct
thoughts and
is
kind of
the
where the
best
rule
thing.
set's at, how people feel about the map
Yeah.
set, kind of
I'll
the
do
overall
that.
competitive topics. I think that people
Oh,
want to watch that now.
Yeah. But we
I
also
think-
got to talk about that
Yeah?
that Dallas Opta thing's happening.
like-
Gotta get
Yeah,
announced
whenever
soon.
the hell they gets
Call me
announced, sure,
Nikki.
we'll do a show.
Merry
What happens if we
Christmas.
end up doing another one tonight?
Merry Christmas.
I mean, like I said, I'll be around, bro. I was supposed to go see Eternals this afternoon and after work, but I canceled it so we can do a show.
Listen, bro, if something
When there was
happens
a
tonight,
party,
we're
my
running it
mother
again, bro.
always got out the
We're
usual
doing 2
streamers
episodes in
and
one day.
decorations and stuff.
I'll be around.
She
I'm gonna
raced
stay
in
on my
and out of
plan
the
tonight.
church,
Is I'm gonna stay up a few
I never
hours,
discovered where she
grind
kept
a
all
little
these
bit, late
things.
night,
Hell yeah.
then get
Hi,
some rest, and then
million
we're grind again in
I
the
was
morning.
thinking-
She didn't want to
Hell yeah.
answer.
I made
She
sure I
said they
got a
were
lot
in
of
a
work
safe
stuff done today. I
place.
still got stuff to do
Real
tomorrow,
mystery.
but we'll mix and
So
match,
you
get some
come
work
to the
in
conclusion
between,
that
and
I'm
then
not
we're
crazy.
grinding all
Hey,
weekend.
Benji,
Nothing
they're asking for it, Ben.
explosive.
They
It's just
want
that I
it,
had
bro.
a bad
They
habit of
fucking
sneaking
want
all
it.
over
Let's
the
hop
place.
on over to the
okay.
big
Language,
golf scene.
Sister
Let the
Nicole.
was
judge
that
Ben's
huge
camera
lady.
because he's about to
All
hit
right,
this
all
putt.
right. Cook,
Hey,
Mrs.
you better not
Bryce.
miss it on my
Jeez,
announcement
I
day.
think about the church.
You
I
gotta
think about my
I've
mother.
been good.
you
This is
better not
nuts.
miss this one, Ben.
This is
Reverend
fucking
Thomas
nuts.
Oh
decorated
yeah, we'll see
stories
about that.
and
We'll see
fundraising.
about that,
This
bro.
is so fast, bro.
Hit it, bro.
I split for this at 11:35, dog.
Baby.
Like, bruh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What are you
I give
talking
to
I
you.
think she found
Mr.
gratitude. Leonard is never good at keeping something she didn't get
He's
elsewhere.
got
Got
the
me a
face
riddle to
jersey
get
on.
reading
I wonder if I could.
Can you
He's
Mm,
got the
I don't want to
fucking
risk it
slippers
though.
on, no socks. He's gonna
Yes.
line up this putt. Looks like he's gonna get right into it.
Something like
He's gonna get
Mm.
right into it. He's not
down
gonna
the
give a fuck.
stairs,
We got
watch
6 million people.
don't fall apart.
Well, 6 million people. Oh, he missed it!
Round
He
the
missed
corner,
the
turn
putt.
around.
Oh,
There's much more fun than
no
no
way
way in front of you. About it. All
Oh
was a
my
close
God.
calculating the motion of
Oh
celestial
my
bodies
God.
while taking apart and
Beyond
refitting a
its
motorcycle
You
in less than an
gotta
hour.
be shitting me!
In the same half hour, she could have
Thomas
visited
fucking
business
trash.
collections.
The
There
streak
you
is
go.
coming to an end, Tom.
You
Streak is coming to an
gotta
end.
be shitting me, man! Why you gotta miss it today?
What I understood
know.
later,
I think that was a lot of
Oh
conviction.
my God, what the
I
fuck are
have
you
no idea
doing,
what
Ben?
it
You
means.
motherfucking
I'll
cocksucker!
call you if
What the
Listen, I've been automatic for like.
You
Literally.
have, bro. You have been on. Hey, I'll give it to you. You've been automatic, but
I'll
today,
do the
Ben.
next one eventually. It's all
Today,
good.
this is
We
what
made
we're
the-
doing.
We made the
No
comeback,
one
though.
get lit down
Oh
here.
my, don't fuck you. Listen, I'm just fucking with you, Ben. I fucking love
Oh,
you, man.
fuck
Make sure
these
to go show
doors,
some love
dude.
to Ben.
Honestly.
Snap Benji and
Honest to God.
Give him a little shout out, man. Make sure to go show some love. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure to go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out all the audio sessions on. Make sure to go follow the Flank at the Flank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job doing all that shit over there. And most importantly, just thank you guys for all the love and support today, man. I'm gonna continue to stream. You guys have been going fucking insane. But like I said, none of this is possible without you guys. And just expect a lot more stuff to be happening in the next few weeks. You know what I'm
Keep it
saying?
there, but don't
So thank
make
you guys so much. We're gonna be making a lot of
I need to
content.
figure out what's made
And I
with
love you guys, man. We'll see you guys in another episode of The Flank. And
Holy
as
Jesus,
always,
that's freaky.
you know what the fucking vibe is,
Some
alright? Have a
people
good
think she
fucking
didn't
day.
commit
Take
Have
care.
a good day.
Yes, some
Take care,
even
brush
think
your hair.
she's still alive.
I already know what you're gonna say, but please trust me.
I have to think it through.
Out of there.
What concrete clues did I find? First thing, the phone call. They said Rachel
The more
isn't
things
dead.
get freaky, bizarre, and
The
painful, the
lipstick
more
from 10 years
I'm
ago.
alive.
That's still good. My father's various notes.
Into a sane hotel room in town.
True, it might explain the sighting
Listen,
by her
A
friend.
bunch of strange things happened since I got here. Think about it.
And now I find
Phone
her
calls
tune
on
at
the desk.
27th.
Join my
Lipsticks
friend Mike
that don't go
King.
bad.
Mike, dude,
Leonard's
he's a
notes
state
where he
friend.
says
To the
he
full
saw a
movie scene,
girl
everybody
that's
give it up.
sleeping
But
in
thank
the
Wow.
you
for
for
10
you guys
years.
already know
And
Ben.
now
Say
this.
hello, Ben. man. How you doing today?
Thanks, Tom. It's been an absolute grueling of a day, but you
It's
know,
gonna be the fattest gold split ever.
talk some COD, and in a few days, man, we're gonna be plugging our controllers and playing some Vanguard.
Queen Mitch is just.
think Mild has like 8 minutes.
Don't know what she's dropping off. Oh, look at this. Very, very nice. Shout out to Queen Mitch. We went shopping today because we're going out on the red carpet tomorrow for the event. So obviously, you know, needed to get some clothes. You know, I needed nice clothes if we're gonna be out on the red carpet. And I can't be standing next to the Migos and T-Pain and all these guys in a hoodie and jeans. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the store, got some stuff, and I just need to get some of it fitted. So she picked it up. Just bought it. But shout out to the Queen. And we also got Mr. Tony himself, aka Zanny, aka Methods. How you doing, Tony? What's going on?
Tommy!
How
what's
dare
happening?
I'm still
My
kicking.
father might
That's
have
where I'm
had a
at
lot of
right now. I'm
weaknesses.
excited to be
He's
on.
still
Obviously, the flank
you're
guest of the
saying-
year. Definitely not
Oh,
an award
yeah.
I
Leave
take
out that he
lightly.
cheated
So
on my mom. Leave out
looking
that he
forward to get into it. What do we got? Some tier lists. We got some
today,
questions.
so
We're gonna
today,
chop it up. Man.
Look at my
we're gonna chop it up.
pace.
We have a post on
Are you
Reddit,
fucking kidding me, bro?
So we're gonna interact with that a lot. A lot of people ask some questions, ask some hot takes going into Vanguard, and then we did want to do a team tier list going into it. Granted, a lot. There's still some teams that we're still waiting on some announcements from, but
I'm okay.
come on, Crone's releasing everything. It's all leaked. Everything's there. We
You're
know what
right.
the teams
No!
are gonna be for the
I
most
don't
part. I
give a
think a lot of
shit
people are
about
just
what
waiting
you
for
have to
official
say.
announcements. So I thought it'd be a cool fun.
So?
Ben was the one who called me
I
with the
looked
idea.
at
He
the
thought it'd
entire
be cool to do a
hotel.
little tier list. I
Don't
thought it'd
call
be
me. Still
cool.
a chance of
Listen,
getting
man,
to the
anytime
bottom of
we
the
can come
story,
together, talk about
then it's
COD,
gotta be behind
bullshit,
the locked
I'm
door
down
on the
for
last
it.
floor.
You know, even if it's
In
a
the
short
attic.
show, I'm down to kick the shit. You know what I'm saying? Bang.
I
Yeah,
know.
let's get her
I'll be
poppin'.
careful.
Ben, I was gonna say before we get into it, how's work been
There
going?
were too many things that I took for granted.
Well, it
It's
is
as if
officially the
someone
busiest 2 months
was
for our
putting pieces
company.
of my past in front of me.
We are
show them to me
booked, I
under
think, straight with
another
shows
light.
from now until like the beginning of Christmas. So
Dang.
it is
Maybe
just
it's my
a
father.
sprint until
In
the
my
holiday
music
in
box,
December.
I found the
and,
medal I won the
yeah,
night
just
Rachel
really
died.
exciting. Just always
Dad
new
could
things
have put it
popping
there,
up, and
if he
yeah.
did, there must be a
Sounds
reason.
good, Ben. Hey, I just always want to keep up to date with you. You're a busy man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I
Oh, yeah.
gotta
Night
ask some
Rachel
questions,
died.
but let's get into it,
Maybe I
man. You
have
know,
to
we got the
start from
tier
there.
list coming out.
I played
Ben
in that
sent me
really
this
long
link.
hockey game.
Basically, we have all the teams here. What is this? Is this a
going on in
DC
the
logo?
meantime?
Yeah, Washington Justice logo. I
You
think.
remember that night,
Okay,
Irving?
And
interesting.
then someone, I think someone just made an Optic Dallas logo next to the FaZe logo there.
That night we
Okay,
had a
is that what
mask
that
for the
is?
poor
It looks like an
Yeah.
Optic
We held
Gaming
one
logo.
every year.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on a new Optic logo? Have you
As
seen it?
usual, Mom volunteered
I
to
think it's
take
pretty
me to the
dope. I
game.
think it's
She
pretty
was
dope.
so
You like
busy
it?
with the soup
I like
kitchen
it.
that
It's
I was
not bad,
afraid
right?
she was going to
It's
be late.
interesting.
No.
It's not what I expected, but it's
remember while
definitely
she
interesting. But let's
ran
get
around,
into the
she
tier
said,
list, man.
She ordered
Should we
me
just start off
to
with FaZe
close
and
the
just throw
mezzanine.
them up at the S tier?
Yep,
I think-
just
I think-
put them up there.
I think we gotta put them up there.
Atlanta
my big-
FaZe.
I think the big question. Well, I think every team's gonna have kind of a big question. I think
No,
with
I'd
FaZe,
forgotten
it's
all about it.
you know, are they
I
gonna
better take
be
a
the
look
first
before
team to go
moving
back
on.
to back?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna make it to 3 straight finals. We'll see. I think.
I think
They
the
definitely got a talented
the
player
main
thereabouts.
thing for FaZe for me is
Wait,
can they keep it up?
why the fuck?
Because think about all the dynasties, the Optic
Dude,
dynasty, the complexity
what is going on?
dynasty. You had Farico a little bit, doing their thing. You know, like just some of these teams that have just like really popped up. Eventually, it comes to an end. Eventually. Now, I think the difference between these guys is just like they're in their primes. Like they're all young, they're all in their primes. Like who knows how far they can actually take this? But I think the big question mark is can they keep it going? Of course, I think they can. I think a lot of people think they can. I mean, they're incredible players. But that's going to be a lot of eyes on FaZe going into the next season. Everybody wants to see these guys play and see what they can do, you know? Would you agree with that, Tony? Before we go on to the next one?
Okay, you can just report on it after a minute? Like, the fuck was that?
Irving?
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Hello?
Doesn't matter at all.
We've seen teams
I'm on the
peak, and it's
mezzanine.
like they've played
It's a
consistently
nightmare.
at their peak, which makes them
There are
scary.
mannequins
So
everywhere.
obviously the
They're
best
set
team
up
in the world.
Like in a scene.
I don't
There's
think
one
they're
with a
going to win
hockey
every
stick.
single event in Cold War, right? Sorry, not Cold War,
What the
Vanguard.
fuck?
I just don't think that's
It's my stick.
feasible. If they do, I'd be
If
fucking
you're listening to me, whoever
flabbergasted.
set up
But
this
obviously
representation,
the front runner to win a lot at least.
I think they want to tell
yeah,
me
for
that
sure.
Rachel.
FaZe is definitely a top team.
was
So we're
killed?
just going to throw them up in S tier for now.
Why my
I want to
hockey
go
stick?
to Optic Dallas next. The rumor for
Hello?
Optic
Hello?
is that there's a merge
Why
or
isn't
an
he answering?
what is it called? An accusation?
Irving, I
people
swear
are
I'm not
calling
kidding.
it.
This is a
The
huge
merge,
deal.
what
If you can
is
hear
rumored.
me, it's time to make
The
that
merge,
phone call.
what is rumored. But anyway, the team's gonna be Shotzi, Illy, Scump, and Dashy. That's what people are saying. That's a rumor on the street. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
It's about
I don't want
time.
to put any other tier.
Did
team
you
in
hear my
S tier.
messages?
I just want to kind of keep FaZe
No,
there.
I think we should put Toronto in S tier.
You think so?
And I think Toronto
What?
deserves to go S tier. Yeah.
Are you drunk?
Okay, we could throw Toronto up in S tier.
I mean, man, they made it to back-to-back
Hello?
land finals.
Hello,
they were
Irving.
consistently good majority of last season. I think anyone discounting that those two are the top 2 teams going in the season. Clearly did not watch COD last year, and I think it would be a huge disservice to Toronto, considering they kept their team back together.
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I
year.
mean, at first I was like, we'll put him in A because like FaZe got the better of them. You know, just kind of like FaZe is a step ahead, so I was gonna put him in S. That's kind of how I was thinking. But if you're looking at it like that, like top 2 teams going into the year, I mean, Toronto's definitely a team to put up there. I mean, they've done nothing but just show out this whole year. I think they just got better and better as the year went on. And I'm curious, Ben and Tony, now that you're in here, do you guys see this Toronto team doing what they just did again?
I could see it, but the one hump that they've got to clear right now is on land.
I don't know why I have a weird feeling.
They got to close out these big series. That's the last hurdle for them. I don't think it's a talent problem. I think the coaching staff's pretty good. And I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, Toronto's gonna flop this, that, and that." Like, clearly, again, I've not watched them or their teamwork last year. Like, I feel like they have all the tools. It just comes down to, you know, they had opportunities to candidly win the last 2 events, and they came up short. So I think an early event win is gonna do this team wonders. I feel like.
Yeah, I think they need to come out hot. I feel like if this team comes out slow, that it's just gonna hurt them. It's just gonna really hurt them. They're gonna end up falling apart. I don't know why I have this feeling, but I think we're gonna see so many team changes this year. I feel like people are gonna be changing like crazy. I just feel like the talent is so spread out, like evenly spread out, that just there's gonna be teams who just aren't performing, and that are gonna be changing. I mean, technically it happens every year, but this year I just have like a weird feeling for that. For me, I think a lot of it comes down to Vance. Vance is kind of one of those players who's like, when he's on, like that Toronto team is fucking nuts. And when he's off, maybe not so much. Same with Kleenex. Kleenex has had some inconsistencies in his gameplay. Like Kleenex and Vance, I feel like need to find like a consistency throughout the whole year. Continue to fry, do what they do. Cammy's like, to me, is just fucking incredible. That guy's
disgusting.
Yeah, that guy's gross. And I think Insight's gross too. I don't know much about Insight. I've heard good things about him this year though. It's kind of like the way he played, kind of the way he calmed, and he was kind of like I don't know. He was a rookie, but he was very well spoken. He spoke a lot. He just meshes well with the guys. But Tony, do you agree? Do you see Toronto possibly struggling a little bit this year, or do you think they're gonna pick up right where they left off?
I mean, I think they will hit form at some point. At some point, they will hit form and be really good. That's not the question. I mean, obviously I have first-hand experience. So the last 2 years, Toby starts off a little inconsistent and then becomes one of the best players in the game.
Yeah.
So if Toby starts off consistent, I mean, that guy is one of the best players in the world. Like one of the most talented by far. It's also meta-based. Like it's such a hard question to answer because we're just not sure how the game is going to actually play. The plus with Toronto is if it's 3 subs or 2 ARs, you have Cammy who can literally do anything. I mean, we saw Cam literally for fun on Raid Hardpoint last year start pulling out an SMG and popping 4 pieces versus Empire in winners finals or whatever it was, losers finals. So when it comes to team composition, they're there. It's just more so like starting off consistent because the past 2 years it wasn't that, and obviously I contributed as well. But as soon as the players get consistent, it's such a good team. I mean, obviously very good friends, good coaching staff. It's just starting off consistent, which isn't easy to do. I mean, bro, beginnings of the game are pretty tricky. But once everybody starts learning the game, like. They have the talent. So as soon as the game is figured out by one team, the best thing to do is okay. They're doing this. Let's do this. They have the talent to keep up.
I agree with you. Like, I also the other thing, and we're gonna kind of talk about with a lot of these teams. I just like this Toronto's team ability, either a 2 AR game or 3 sub meta.
And hold on, I also misspoke. Toby didn't play at the beginning of MW. I was speaking specifically about Toby in the beginning of this past season. But Ben was inconsistent as well. Honestly, I mean, no one was really consistent. Even Cam wasn't that great in the M4 meta.
I mean, you think about a lot of players. That's like the biggest thing with some of these pro players, is inconsistencies. I mean, that's what makes somebody like Simp so good. You know, he's just fucking good all the time. It's very rare you catch Simp on a bad. He's had bad maps. He's had times where he was struggling, but I think for the most part, he's just like so consistent. That's why people put him up there as like one of the best, you know? So I feel like consistency is going to be the main problem for Toronto, but if they do come out hot, they'll be looking good. But Ben, were you going to say something?
No, I was just agreeing with Zen. I think Zen made a good point. Like, I just see a lot of like whatever in the chat about Toronto. I'm not sure why people were discounting them. They were.
I mean, they're
Right,
they're one of the best search. They are going to be one of the best search teams in the game next year. Like they just have individual great search players. Toby's not scared to make plays. Ben's a playmaker. Cammy's an incredible search player. Insight's one of the best S&D players in the world. Like they have an incredible S&D team. So it's always going to be a good S&D team. It's just the respawn consistency.
Yeah, I mean we'll see what happens. Let's go on to another team. I say we go with let's go with Paris. That new Paris team that's rumored right now. It's Fellow, John, Donnie, and who was the other one? There's one more. Fellow, John, Donnie. Who's Decimate? JT was the last one. Okay, so an interesting team to say the least. You have Fellow, who's been kind of in challengers, hasn't really he hasn't been playing professionally in a minute now, but he has been doing his thing in challengers. I mean, Fellow's had good results in challenges, has he not?
I prefer asking you.
Yeah, no.
He's been playing really good. And then you have I don't know, Ben. We'll let you get to your opinions. I'm just going down the list. And you have John, who, in my opinion, I think, you know, people are definitely a little hard on him, I think, because he went to champs and he got shit on. He's at the 0.6, 0.5, whatever. It was one series. I think a lot of people were, you know, like, dude, this guy sucks. Get him out of here. Whatever. It was one series. I think John's done a lot in his career to earn another chance in here. And, like, he was off for a year. And then he got thrown into the pits. So I personally would like to see John get back in and see what he can do. Then you have Donnie Temp, who was with Paris. Had his ups and downs. Obviously, Paris as a team really struggled throughout the year. So, you know, that's a little bit of a question mark. And then you have Decimate, who went to Seattle and did the fuck out. He didn't want to do it no more, Ben. He said, you know what? These guys are terrible. These guys suck. I'm out. You know, and I didn't know what I didn't really like that. I didn't really like that. I'm going to be honest. But I don't know where to rank these guys. I definitely had them at the bottom of the league right now, for sure.
Hold on. So I have to assume.
Sin. Hold on.
Because you're gonna have Desi and John on SMGs, obviously.
Yeah.
And then
Fellow's gonna be the main.
You think so?
Hasn't Fellow's been running main, hasn't he? In challengers, he's been running it.
Don has been wanting to run a main for a little bit. If I had to guess, Temp's running the main. But maybe is it Fellow? Paul X said in your chat it's T. Okay, so apparently Fellow's the main.
I think Don's best role, I think, is as a flex.
Yeah.
I mean,
people underestimate Don. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, but I've seen people in the chat like Donnie finesse the spot. Like, dude, Donnie is insanely talented.
Oh, he is good.
People underestimate the fuck out of Don, but my worry is like they have good players, but they don't have like an entry SMG. Like JT and John are both great SMG slayers. JT's really good at search. They don't have like they don't have a Kleenex. They don't have an Abizi. They don't have like the one who's just gonna sprint and fucking run it. I'm not saying they can't make plays, but John and JT are just inherently sub slayers. Not SMG pressure. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not. They don't have anybody on the front line. You know, those are kind of just like they're roamer type players, like Freddy players, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just when they're both together, it might be a bad thing. You know, so that worried me a little bit. I just feel like, you know, it's just the play styles, they might not mesh. But what's up, man?
I think, unfortunately, this team's probably at the bottom of the league. We've talked a lot about how talent spread throughout all these teams. And I think if you look at your points in, I think if you look at this sub duo and the sort of roles they play, I think that's a flag. And if you look how they stack up to the rest of the teams, I mean, you probably got to put them 11th or 12th in that ranking. It's just, it is how it is. This clearly will likely not be the Paris roster that sticks. Like, will likely not be the roster that ends the season. Yeah, I think we got to put them at D, I guess.
D? All right, we'll throw them in D. So we'll keep it from S to D. We'll do it like that. Because what is this shit? 7, 8, 9, 10.
You don't.
What the fuck is that?
We're gonna double up.
So why didn't you tell me
you're going in D.
about the truth?
Not looking good for you guys. Prove us wrong. Let's go to the next team. Let's go to see.
Optic Dallas.
You want to do Optic Dallas? Optic Dallas is interesting to me.
Listen, My
You don't
opinion
know
on Optic
anything
Dallas
about
is
what
that's an
my
incredible
mother and
fucking
I
team.
went
I
through.
think they're a
Now,
good team too.
the rumored team, there
Oh
are
my.
very, very few players that you can replace
Oh my God.
Envoy with, and you replace them with Shotzi. And that's,
Hey, your pimp.
I mean, that's an upgrade because if you look at, like, if you look at Seth and Envoy as a
I'm
duo,
sorry about
Envoy
Rachel.
is a playmaker,
I
but he's
hated
not
her,
an
and I
Abizi,
hated my
Shotzi type
father,
playmaker,
but
right?
I never
he's
wanted
taking
it to
Where am I
long
going?
balls,
I'm an
he's
idiot.
pushing, he's
I
making those type
understand
of
your
plays, where
pain.
Shotzi is going
Maybe
to
better than
finesse
anyone.
the balls out of you, hit the front of a hill and find two.
Betrayal.
Then you have the sub-duo and
Shame.
Seth, who's an inherently
Death.
pre-aim, a little bit slower Slayer who's going to pop
My
off.
family
Right.
was destroyed.
I'm assuming you're going to have Brandon on the
just
main,
like yours.
and in my opinion, Brandon should be a main AR.
Me too.
When he played main AR in World War II, he was incredible, but he
What
wasn't.
else is there to know?
You just wouldn't really. I mean, people knew he was incredible because of the roster he was on. Obviously,
Yeah.
just never was placing. He was never in the finals or anything like that. Then you have Inder, who's also underrated somehow. I mean, the guy has played extremely well the past 2 years. I think you have like the duo ship there, and Inder and Brandon, who obviously played S&D a bunch, so like they have confidence in one another. I like it a lot personally. It's like
Enough
they're
riddles,
mixing a lot of good
I'm
players, and
tired.
like I feel like if you were to combine those two teams, I think you get the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, dude, I
I
love.
would put him S tier personally, by the way.
I don't think we
No,
could
you
put
can't, I
anyone-
can't put them in S tier.
I
You
don't- I
can't
think
do
we
that.
gotta-
We haven't even seen them play. I mean,
we can't-
if you
if that's,
so you're predicting them to just be straight up, just right. I mean, bro, it's not a bad. It's
I
not
saw
a
it.
bad
I think they're gonna
shout.
be really good, bro.
I think they're gonna be really good, but I'm gonna keep
I
them in.
was
I
there.
personally would keep them in A right now,
All
personally.
pieces
here's
were
my
from
thoughts.
Because
Lord.
We're gonna have a
bro, I have concerns with that team. But
Yeah.
go ahead, Ben. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we're gonna have a bunch of teams in A
It was
tier,
the same
Tom.
night as the
I
hockey
think
game.
you and
Yeah.
I have very similar concerns. I think
Reverend
on
Foster
talent,
was so
this
busy with the
is like
preparations of the
this team has
meals
got
for the
the
giving to
most
the
talent
poor
to stack up
at the
against Atlanta
Timberline
Face,
Church.
like
Mhm.
candidly.
And my
Um,
mother
I think it's
Claire,
going to come down to
said
the
that
fact
we would
of
get back from the
A,
game in
do
time for the
these
distribution.
players mesh,
convinced
and
my
B,
father to
are
help
they
the Reverend
doing
And he'd come with
the
his whole
extras
family.
it takes to
You
be in that
and
tier
Rachel.
with FaZe in Toronto? Candidly, we saw a lot of stuff get tossed out about that Optic
couldn't
team
find my
last year.
stick.
We know that Shotzi and
I
Illy
panicked
put in
and
the
I
extras.
went down
We
to the
know that
garage.
Rambo Ray is going to hold people
was there.
accountable. If that all works
Red in the
together,
face.
this team is going to be great. We know how
Oh,
Seth
look.
plays on teams where people are that motivated. You're going to bring out the best
It
in him, and he
was
had a
just a
great year
fleeting
last
feeling.
year.
That's
If
why
they are
I
grinding,
erased it
this
from my
team is
memory.
going
I
to
had
be
to erase
in a
it,
bunch of
understand?
finals this year, and I think Dash is going to be in a good position to lift that drought. If they
Just
are
wasn't
coasting
her.
like they have at times
It
the
was
last couple
like
of years, I just
frightful
don't know what's going to
creature.
happen. So I think, with all that said, I think they definitely are
disturbed,
probably in the top of the pack of
dangerous
A tier
animal.
teams.
I've never seen her like
Okay, so I
that
see some people
before
coming in
or
the chat.
after.
Some guys like, oh, you haven't even seen FaZe
Not
play
even on her
Vanguard.
deathbed.
Yeah, you haven't even. So you're just being biased. And listen, I'm not being biased. I
Then
just think, listen, you have Shotzi,
she
you
put
have
her hands
Stump,
on
you
her
have Illy, you
hips,
have Dash. A lot of
exhausted.
superstar players on one team.
She smiled.
Okay, so if these guys mesh,
She
you're getting
was
in
again
S
my
tier for
mom.
sure. Like they're gonna be up there, they're gonna be competing. I think a
Just
lot
been
of
the
it's just gonna be how they
impression
play
of
off one
moment.
each other, of one another.
I had the
How are their
finals
comms gonna be in
against
game? How's their
Cold
small
Springs
talk?
high
How's
awaiting
their bait and switches? How are their strategies
in
gonna
the
be? Who's
car,
gonna be strat calling it?
throwing my
If
bag
it's
in
Ender,
her
is it
face.
gonna be good? Like, bro, there's a lot of
My
question
hockey
marks.
stick
If we're looking at the team on paper,
Claire
hell yeah,
said
we're
she
throwing him an S.
cleaned
He
it.
got 4 of the most talented players ever. Also, I'm so happy Dashy's on a main AR. That guy's insane. Bro, I love watching Dash. He plays like one of my favorite players to watch. And that guy needs to be on a main AR. I just feel like that's the role where he needs to
I
be.
mean, you put 3 players in front of him, he's gonna slay everything.
We got
But then
there
you
on
also,
time and I
so the
played.
reason I put them in S is
Best
if you look at
game of
Optic
my
last year, right, they were a good respawn team.
lost.
Like Optic was a solid respawn team,
Claire
but
was
they
on
were
the
never that
bleachers
consistently good at
encouraging me,
search. When they were
cheering.
good at search, they were playing really well.
And
The
then I
problem
lost
was
sight
their
of her.
mid-round adjustments were garbage,
2
and I
whole
don't think you're gonna
periods,
have
I
that
think.
problem with
later
Ender and
when
Ant.
I
And
asked,
honestly,
she
I
said
feel
she'd
like Ender
moved
is gonna be the
because
shot
Marty
caller.
O'Donegal's
And-
father
and
was
listen,
getting
Looking
her
at the
house.
roster, I don't see anybody else besides
wasn't
Ender
true.
being the one who's gonna step up, at least in search and destroy, for like the mid-round. Like, yo, let's hit A now. Like, I feel
They'll
like
all
they're not
step
gonna have
up.
the
They'll
same
all step
problem
up.
that they did before.
On all
but-
the best teams, Tom, to your point, all of those guys are going to step up. So yeah, at times
I feel like
maybe
they will, though. You know why I feel like they will? You know
Yeah.
what this? You know what kind of vibes I get from this team? And listen, I'm on the
traveled
verge of
all the
throwing them in
way
S tier. The only
with
reason why I'm
Rachel's
not is
body.
just because there's
And
question marks because I'm
the
just like
baby she carried
the team came out of
inside her.
nowhere. But
in the
I feel
trunk,
like this team
rolled
reminds me
in
like
the blanket.
Dashy,
God.
Shotzi, and
God.
Ender. It reminds me of like an S&D like tournament type shit where they're just playing on
killed
stream. You know, they're
Rachel.
playing these like tournaments. Like I feel like
Yeah.
in S&D, like Bruce is gonna feel so comfortable. Like everybody's gonna want to make plays. Bruce is gonna say shit. Aylee's gonna say shit. Chachi and Seth are gonna be doing shit. I feel like they're all gonna be so active, which is why I always say that I think the IGL is just kind of overrated. I had mentioned I want to see how illy IGLs and stuff because there has to be one, but it is overrated in my opinion. I think if this team meshes, they're gonna be S tier for sure. Just right now, I don't know where to put them. S or A. I literally. I thought A was fair, but now I'm like, now I'm fucking. I don't know.
We should literally actually add an Optic Dallas tier.
No. A is fair. You can make the argument for S. A is fair. Like you can't be like you can't see A. You can't say A is crazy. You can make the argument for S. But we'll find out. I mean,
here comes Dan. Here comes Dan. Drag him in. Dan wants in.
I think A is fair.
Welcome, Looney, to the flank, ladies and gentlemen. Looney, how you doing?
What's going on, Dan?
I think she's still.
We got Looney in the flank, ladies and gentlemen. Looney, how you doing?
Yo, what's good?
What's good, Dan? Dan, what you got some takes on this or what, bro?
I think you guys hit it on. Honestly, what I want to see from that team is just Dashy hit that S&D star
where
level.
are you going?
I feel like maybe because the last 2 games he's had like, you know, like the whole main AR and not playing well with Slasher and not really like it might have been a little bit different from playing with
All the main
Formal,
players
but I
in this
think
story are dead.
honestly, like I think Respawn he's been pretty good. Obviously at that with that
we
bad
are
week
still
in Cold
alive.
War.
We're alive.
I think he still was ranked. Was he
we
ranked top
didn't do
15?
anything.
I think in this game based off the GG breaking point. I think it was that I saw.
He probably was.
So I assume his stats were still really freaking good, but.
Bro, were they announcing one player a day, Dan? These guys.
I think they are.
They're doing like a couple. They're doing like a couple.
Okay.
But I think to that note,
he was 12.
Like
he was number 12.
Dashy is someone who I think his ceiling is just as high as Sim.
Where are you?
Just need to see more consistency out of him. I think this team is going to bring out the best characteristics in him.
I mean, dude,
you put Seth and Bruce on a team with 2 guys that really want to win and really want to grind, and the coach is 100% going to hold everybody accountable. Like, and there's not going to be a better situation for those 2 players to be motivated to win the chip.
Bro, I'm going to be honest, like, on paper, this team's incredible, dude. Incredible.
It really is.
If they're meshing well together, like,
I think they will. I think that's the one thing you can't even deny.
That they're gonna mesh
chemistry and their mesh. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. It reminds me of like an S&D tournament squad. Like they're just gonna be so like comfortable with each other. You know,
it reminds me of like a T2P type optic feel. Like they're like obviously when they were winning.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Inseparable. They're just like loving it. Obviously, Shots and Italy love grinders, and I think Bruce will grind more naturally because of those 2. And then, I mean, Seth obviously has a lot on his plate when it comes to content and stuff like that, but I think he'll just learn a lot from like Shotzi. Like Shotzi will throw him in a private match and just teach him a whole bunch of like
they're gonna feed off each other. They can all bring so much to a team. They're all superstars. If they mesh well, that's it. It's done. You know, they're gonna be up there in S tier, and they're gonna be competing with the best of the best, competing for championships every event.
Everything seems
so we'll
to
see
be
how it goes,
dark.
man. I think A is a pretty fair place to put them. As of right now, I just feel like FaZe and Toronto is. I don't know if we could put them up there yet, but
I'll say this, Tom. I know whose streams I'm watching when scrims start up. It's that team scrims. I'll tell you that.
The Optic Dows team, you're saying?
I would be mind blown.
Do you think instantly start streaming?
Oh, the team is gonna stream at least the first couple of weeks now.
They'll stream. Yeah, they'll stream early. They'll stream early. I mean,
teams usually
like a 114 maybe.
But yeah, we'll keep them in A tier for now. Dude, that team's so excited. I'm so excited to watch that team. That's gonna
13?
be an exciting team to
I don't
watch.
know.
Bro, all these teams are exciting, man. Now we should talk about NYSL a little bit. We have Clayster, we have Crimsix, Hydra, and Neptune. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about these guys a lot. I'm looking to put these guys in A tier. To be honest, I'm looking to throw them up in the A tier. I
disagree.
I think these guys can turn heads. I think they can.
I'm not putting them in the same thing as that Optic. I'm putting them in B.
I agree with Zen. I think they're kind of on the A B. I'm starting to kind of keep in my head what teams I think are going to be A, and we'll get to those later. I think they're kind of on the line between A and B almost. And my feeling on this is this: like you look at those 4 players. Again, I think they have a talent good enough to win a championship. The questions to me come down to what version of Crim and Clay are we going to get this season? Crim's coming off a tough season, but him and Clay have brought the best out of each other. And I'm still not entirely convinced, personally, that Neptune and Hydra are going to bring the best out of each other in terms of a sub-duo. And I think that's a massive question mark. They're both very much like roaming-type players. If one of them can be more frontline, then I think they're disgusting and they're going to gun people.
Yeah.
And I like this team's upside in S&D. But I think there are a lot of questions about this team, and to me, that's why I have them kind of on the line between B and A.
Well, Tony, Dan, what do you guys think?
Well, Tony was quick to talk. So
Well,
Yeah. Why you want to
I mean,
Aislinn to be like? Why don't you compare? You just think that Optic team, just
hold on.
talent-wise, is just.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that they can obviously be an A tier or an S tier team, but like, no one's gonna tell me that if that team starts off slow, that there's not gonna be problems. If I'm a younger player like Neptune or Hydra, dude, there's got to be some pressure there playing with like Clay and Crim. They're both big personalities who will speak their minds, and like both those SMGs need to be able to deal with that. You have Hydra, who I don't care what anybody says, still does not speak fluent English. I mean, he definitely speaks well for how long he's been here, but I hope he has an English tutor helping him because that's important. I struggle with the duo-ship between him and Neptune. Not so much gameplay, but like the communication between the two.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but like I really can't
No,
speak
you're
on
not
Neptune's
overthinking it.
communication, but like
I think it's a fair point.
this kid is also still very new to Call of Duty. I mean, like his talent is crazy, but he's still fresh blood. And people saying I'm a Hydra hater, I think Hydra is disgusting, but you cannot deny the fact that his communication is not S tier. In fact, it's probably one of the worst in the league.
What I will say about Hydra, and I've said this on the show countless times, is watch how they play last year, and when they do listen-ins, look what Hydra's doing on the map and how he's reacting to callouts, and you realize very quickly that he sometimes has a hard time processing the information around him. Look, no one is saying that he needs to understand fully like the listening comprehension in English because he's still learning the language. And he then kind of developed his roaming playstyle last year. And to Asim's credit, he did a pretty good job of playing around Hydra in those situations, and they had some upside. But I agree with you, Zim, when you put Neptune on the team, Clay and Crim, like that's a big thing. Comms is something they're going to need to figure out. Otherwise, they're going to be making a lot of mistakes that other top teams aren't, and it's going to kind of make them go lower down here on the power rankings.
Also, apparently,
GG's, baby.
Who are about to speak up.
Bro, that's my first PB with all the new tricks. Get the fuck off me, bro. We clap back around these parts. Let's fucking go.
I don't understand. Does D-Ro? I asked this before. He doesn't speak French, does he?
I have no idea.
So how?
But I will say.
So was he legit hired just to straight up be like, yo, you're hired to work with Paco? And obviously, obviously he's gonna be like a coach of the team, but his main focus is probably Paco. Like, did they want somebody to focus on him? Because listen, I'll tell you one thing you can't take away from Paco, man, is the kid's potential. Like that guy, like I used to watch that guy play scrims, bro, and see some of the shit he was doing, even just the way he moves around the map, and like he's definitely a special talent, for sure. What's up,
People
Dan?
in chat are funny now. They tell you, I want to see Methods learn French and try to calm laughing my ass off. He would be 10 times worse than Hydra. It's like, bro, no one's not
He's
trying
not
to
saying
criticize
that.
what
He's
he's
not
doing
saying
is
that.
incredible.
Are people okay?
Bro, all right. The best example is this.
Can people listen to fair opinions and just not get personally offended? Like how are anything we saying personally offending anybody? They have the talent to be an S tier, A tier team. Even Clay came in here and said no one on that team is going to replicate Asim's playstyle. So now
that was my biggest thing.
You need an entire different system because Asim's not running in first, doing all the dirty work. Now you have two SMG slayers who are
That was an insane run for trying to utilize everything, dude.
Top two when it comes to like SMG.
That was real fucking good, dude.
They're right up there, like when in the league. Like they are at tippy top. They have the
Holy
talent
fuck.
to get the kills. But like, how well will they work the map together? How well will they communicate together? That's the question mark.
That's the way I would do. I would like